Yes.
Gavin, have you gotten your beer? The recording has started. All right, Gavin, go get your beer.
We're good.
What does this look like?
Well, you're not in you're not in Zoom.
What do you mean I'm not in Zoom?
Are you not looking at the Zoom? He's there.
No,
I see.
I have you as the speaker. Let me put. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Anyways, all right. So, our last session, we got to the keep, and we had conversations with Cleabor, and got interrupted by the Archmage telling us he tried to do everything he could to make sure he didn't kill us. And then we met the leader of the what is the secret organization or whatever? Magi. Philastrios, as we learned that from he signed Neston's book. So, and Philastrios had a bunch of things to say about us throwing that bomb off. He deleted our memories from our mind of the bomb, of it ever really existing, other than we know we set it off and we know the damage is done. Then proceeded to curse Bon and Marte. And anytime Bon tries to tinker with something, he sees the city of... remind me of city. Sorry. City of... Somebody, please. Help me out. Throw me a lifeline.
Which city are you trying to... What, are you talking about Stormhaven?
Mm-hmm.
Stormhaven. Yep. He sees the city of Stormhaven. Which we later figure out that... another very powerful mage, to just generalize term, that is powerful in the lighter side of magic. That is apparently Neston is the secretary for.
Grand Prior Andraste Drakelnon. She's the leader of the
Yes.
Order of Shield and Light.
Yep, her. And then turns out that Anand cannot make spells right now. Anytime he does, he sees a mage tower in a icy tundra. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Icy tundra. And that is the gifts that were given from Philastrios. That is known so far. Vaughn has his thoughts. And then we kind of showed Clearbor around the area. Our Bond did. Then yeah, Voss slept with the girl that's going to be coming with us, traveling with us. And then Bond Bond had a team meeting, kind of figuring out what's people's motives, what do they want to be doing. 90% of the team is just along for the ride, where the other Molly wants to kill the dragon that destroyed her tribe, and then Lucas wants to get married
and have some babies
along for the ride and have some babies. Mostly along for the ride to see where he goes, make sure the world's not falling into doom and despair, so his babies have a place to grow up. His babies. Neston wants to, I guess, kill all Vold. I'm just kidding. He doesn't want to kill all Vold. He wants to cleanse his land.
Become the advanced Grand Prior.
Yeah, the advanced Grand Prior, but he also wants to recapture that one city that the Vold have taken over. Correct? Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. And we go and collect our reward. and we are off to.
Oh. There is one
Y'all
thing
did-
on that I actually have to clarify. For the
Okay.
reward, we told them to go and collect all the parts for the Tarask. Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yes.
You did say
was a
that,
big
yes.
thing.
There are no parts. I disintegrated
What?
it. That's how we killed
Oh no! He did say that there were bones laying on the ground.
There are bones.
it. Even after, because
He did say there were bones.
that's how disintegrate works. So I thought that was fair. Just to
I'm
say.
saying that there's bones.
Okay.
There's nothing else. No hide, no scales, no eyes or anything, but there are bones.
Oh yeah.
We also
Vaughn
did
wanted
learn
to
about
clarify.
another super secret organization.
Yep, that's only. Who's got the super secret organization bingo card out? Because we're like at like 12 of them in.
We
go ahead.
really need to make a flashcard of this stuff. Like,
Last campaign, I had the whole board back there filled out with everything of all the people that keep up with it. Because you had the Hands of Fate and the Collectorate, and like, man, I didn't realize we were getting off so scot-free with only 2 secret organizations as opposed to the 12 we got now.
Well,
You know-
to correct Nick a little bit, the Magi is not a secret organization.
Yeah,
But
no,
the one that we
they
learned about-
operate openly.
They're just
The one
stuffy.
that we learned
They don't
about-
let people in.
They let people in. They're just selective. They don't let chumps in.
But
the
yeah,
one that
pretty
we-
much anybody that goes for like arcane studies, for example, going to the Magi is like their dream job. Like that's you know, being an FBI as a former cop. Like that's you've made it if you're in the Magi.
But,
We're just being a
the-
witch.
Magi or the vag die? So
what's up, my bro?
The secret
So, I have a-
organization we learned about
I'm
last
still at work.
session was iBank.
Yes,
It's not even
I
an
think-
organization, really. Technically, it kind of is, but it's more of a business.
Yes, the place we will ransack. Anyways.
One day.
So
One day.
you said lots of babies. My question is like, would your children be Aasimar or Tieflings?
I don't know. Let's put a
Could be
ticket and
ass
find out.
tieflings.
Not the answer I expected.
Acceptable.
The answer to that is
Um,
acceptable, though.
So I will start with one thing. So Anand, as is usually your nightly routine, as you know, as you are a awakened Vold, you go and you pull out one of your mana shards and you start to feed on it like you normally do. Except you can't. You stick the spine into the shard to drain the mana out of it, and nothing happens. You're
Format
trying,
issue.
and at this point you're starting to get panicked because you know what it means if you can't feed.
Accurate.
Nothing happens, and you're about probably an hour, 2 hours max from being turned to stone if you don't feed.
Well, that,
You know how that works. It only lasts for 6
Uh,
hours when you get turned to stone.
Yeah.
But it's just something that happens with your species if you don't feed.
well, that's unfortunate. Can I ingest it through my mouth?
You can try.
Can I?
What, you're gonna try to chew up this crystal?
I'm gonna try to chew up the crystal. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, give me a strength check.
Strength check for chewing.
It's rock.
Those. A little strength check it. It'd be hilarious if I got a nat 20 on this.
Be hilarious if you got a nat 1.
That's probably more
Close to
accurate.
tooth.
All right, where is strength? There it is. You know, me and my big -1. Boom, that's a hard 2, bro.
And it is an equally hard rock. You think you may have chipped a tooth or something biting down on this thing. You know, nothing a little healing magic can't fix, but
Yes.
it's rock. It's a rock. You doubt you can just bite it.
can't just drink a mana potion.
Not how it works.
I'm gonna say that's not a thing here, right?
Mana causes your body to regenerate its own magic. You're not actually draining magic with that.
Fine.
So what do you do?
I don't know. I'll tell the group collectively, guys. So I know y'all are having issues with some things. I'm having performance issues. When I stick this in here, it doesn't work. And that's unacceptable. And we need to get to the root of this problem because I don't know how long I can live like this.
Is it just the crystal that you can't pull it from, or is it in general? Because I know there's other people that pull it from people.
No,
I'm gonna walk over to Voth and I'm gonna poke him with it.
I'm gonna open up my shirt and say, "Suck me, baby."
Are you serious?
I was gonna volunteer, but you know what? They got the thing going on. I don't want to intervene.
All right. I'll say that since this is a controlled attempt, that will go at the lowest possible damage. So Voss, you take 1 piercing damage, and nothing happens. Now, Anand, you...
Oh.
Sorry, not sorry.
Anand is ashamed.
Anand, so you would know this isn't the kind of thing that's going to be fatal for you, just highly uncomfortable. And you will turn to stone every single night until you feed.
Oh, essentially, I'm going to be rock hard until I can fix this issue.
So hard.
You'll thaw out in the morning, but yes.
Oh, I'd literally, like, at the crack of dawn, I'd go like, Goliath from Gargoyles and just stone sheds away.
Yes.
I hope y'all watch Gargoyles. Y'all are older.
Oh yeah, dude, that was such an awesome show.
Hey, I know you did.
Loved it.
You've got minutes at this point.
Wait, he's got minutes left until he turns to stone?
Yes. I'm going to be stoning shortly.
Hold on. I can at least buy you a little bit of time here. And I will snap my fingers, and he is no longer a Awakened Vold. He is a human.
Wait, what?
Really?
Oh.
I can polymorph you into other stuff, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's cool.
Do you willingly fail, Anand?
Of course I'll willingly fail.
Okay. You are not the solution I expected, but
It buys us some time to come up with a different solution.
Yeah. You are not an Awakened Vold for now. So
now, just to be clear, this is still the same day that we fought the Tarask, yeah? We hadn't had a long rest?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm marking up my spell slots appropriately.
Yeah. So, okay, how does it feel being human?
I feel very vanilla.
And he's just like the most plain white guy you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So you tell me what you want. I'll flavor it up. I can keep you like this for an hour, and then if need be, I can do another hour. Keep this going. But you tell me what you want to be. We'll make it a makeover.
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
Yes. These people did not send me this. Oh my goodness.
So that's only going to last for an hour, though, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is just for us to have the conversation at least until we can figure out what it is we want to do in the meantime.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
y'all,
I'm assuming this is part of the curse, so we need to go to. I want to say it's Rhyme Shield, but
we need to storm the keep,
Stormhaven.
essentially.
Stormhaven.
Yeah, we need to go storm the keep of Stormhaven and handle the problem. I don't know how else to handle it.
Well, I mean, no time like the present. It's either that or we go in the morning after you've statued up and then you're back again.
After I've atrophied, the longer we wait, the weaker we get, so we might as well just go and take them out.
Well, it's not even just so much I'm like, we just fought a Jurassic today, so I've burned through a lot of my spell supply.
Oh, we didn't have a rest? It shows me as fully healed on mine.
Yeah, because I went ahead and did it ahead of time, thinking that you guys were going to be long resting like as soon as we started. But this is still technically right before your rest would begin.
So, do you want to just
how
first
long
thing in
does
the
the
morning?
polymorph last?
An hour.
Lasts an hour. So, you know what? I'll just atrophy this evening. There's no other option if I have to. How many hours did you say I had left, Gavin, before I turned to stone?
You now have about an hour and a half left.
Okay.
He bought you an extra hour.
I'll stay in human form. I'll stay polymorphed long enough for us to come up with a plan of we'll rest tonight, we'll sit out in the morning, and then I'll just willingly succumb to it. Because it's not like it hasn't happened before. I'm not scared. It's just irritating.
Yeah, and it's painful when it happens.
Yeah.
Just to
it's
be
been
clear,
a few years.
Because
So
this is
Marquez
weird.
getting rock
If
hard
there's any
overnight?
reason that you don't unpetrify in the morning, is there anything we should do?
Cast greater restoration on me.
So,
Do we have some people with
No,
some
we're
wish?
saying
Like, I mean, but
Unless you can
Yeah.
find a way
Always,
to. Are you able to find a way? You're an alchemist. Could you take this stone and turn it into a potion? Could you distill
perhaps
a potion from the stone that I could ingest that would have the same effect?
I mean, is there any way I could make this into like some kind of topical ointment or something like that?
You know that there are remedies that work
If
for
you can get milk
petrification.
from an almond, you can get potion from a stone.
You know that there are remedies for petrification. As far as for the Vold variety of it, technically you could cure the petrification, but until the qualifications are met, it's just going to immediately repetrify.
Yeah, I didn't know if there's another way to be able to allow him to absorb the mana from the crystal, right? That's what I was saying, like topical ointment or something. Or if that's just not something I have the means to do, then so be it. I didn't know if that was something that could be in my skill set.
Awakened Vold have been trying to figure out a solution for centuries. Well, not quite centuries, but 190 some odd years for a solution to where they don't have to do what they do, and the mana crystals has been the best solution they've found in all that time.
I mean, I didn't know if there's like a rectal way of doing things. Not everybody's about that,
What in the butt?
Right?
Just take the crystal and just kind of.
I mean,
baby.
if somebody else maybe drinks a mana potion, and then never mind. I'm not going to say that.
No, you said I can't shoot, bro. Honestly, right? I know this is gonna sound dumb. It's a stone. It's a rock. It's a crystal, essentially. Can I pound it into powder and snort it?
Do it.
Could I not do that into a fine powder and take a hit of it? Like I could do a line of mana crystal.
I mean, we're gonna find out. It's gonna be interesting.
Bro,
Do it.
If Lucas will help me, because I'm sure he has a pet.
How much pneumonia do you want to have?
Bro, I'm willing, okay? Like, I want to try it just in case I need this on the fly and I can't get it.
I mean, I know this is not going to work, but if this is what he wants to try, I'll bust out my jeweler's tools.
Why would it
I have
not,
the
though?
ability to do that. I can.
It gets in the bloodstream, so why would it not work?
You're welcome to try.
Okay, because and then if this works, I want us to like make little baggies that are yay big that you can't see, and let me carry those so I can use it in segmented.
You mean little dime bags?
Yeah.
Are you just gonna do a bump every now and again? Just...
All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. What do you want me to roll for this?
Well, since Lucas is the one that's crushing the
Yeah,
gem.
I'm proficient with jeweler's tools, so I mean I've got all the tools and the know-how.
just give me an intelligence check, Lucas.
All right, I get to have my proficiency too, right? Since I'm proficient.
Since you're proficient in yeah.
With proficiency, so that'll be 24.
It's as fine a powder as powders get.
Bro, this is Heisenberg over here. Okay, so what do I need to consume this? Would it be Arcana?
I mean, this is just gonna be you consuming it, dude. Like,
Okay.
you
All right,
just
well,
tell me how you're doing it.
Bro, I want this to be as mystical as possible. So, I'm gonna spread it on the tip of the Archon staff and take it right off of it.
Dude, where's
I thought he was gonna spread like on a sandwich, just like peanut butter crust sandwich.
Why don't you just roll up a $1 bill? Like,
Literally,
rolling
this is gonna be as mystical as a college co-ed on spring break.
Bro, somebody's gonna have to cast Major Illusion on me after this one. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
You do it, and give me a Constitution saving throw. I mean, it's a rush.
I so wish I was an illusionary wizard right now.
Somebody take care of me, by the way.
I mean, I can make some illusions.
Rolled a 12.
So,
Anybody gonna give me a bump, or am I gonna re-roll? Because I'll re-roll.
when he
No,
does
can
this,
I give you my bardic
Wait.
inspiration so you can roll a d12 and add that?
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Let
will
me roll
then.
the d12 and add that. Okay, so that's 14 total.
Okay. So that's not gonna pass. You're
But
pretty
it's a
sure.
14.
So the rest of you look at Anand and you're just wondering what happened. And there's just a moment where a pause where he doesn't do anything, he doesn't say anything until he turns to you and you see his eyes and they're glowing blue.
Well, it's worth it just doing it for that. I mean,
Anand,
Reach Nirvana.
Anand,
Yes.
where did all these flumps come from? Why are there flumps here? All you look around you and all you see is flumps. Everyone is a flump. You see a
What
little
is a flump?
Oh, Google it. They're amazing.
it's like a little floating squid thing.
It's named for the sound that it makes.
You see
Oh, okay.
you see a little flump with a black robe and a black pointy hat on, and you see a little flump with like a rifle on its back, and you see a flump with like a big glaive, and everybody's a flump.
This makes me think of that episode where Gary was doing the music and all the jellyfish were like dancing and it was techno raving. Does anybody recall that episode of SpongeBob? No? Okay, it's just me.
Oh my god. Okay, so I just did a thing where I rolled on the wild magic surge,
Yeah, I was wondering.
and this is what you got. So
You can cast Magic Missile.
no,
as
not
a
you
5th
can.
level.
You are casting magic missile at 5th level.
Oh! Oh.
Shit.
So
Where are we at right now? Hold
Oh.
on. Wait 1 second. Time out. Real quick. Where are we?
you're in the keep.
Okay, I
Cast-
thought we were traveling already.
No, not yet.
This is
You're
the
in
night
the keep.
before.
So let me ask you, where are you sending these magic missiles? Now you know these flumps are all friendly. Every flump is friendly. But you're having a magic missile at 5th level burst out of your hand, whether you like it to or not. So I just want to know where your hands point.
Boom.
I'm going to shoot it at myself.
Boom.
You're shooting it at yourself.
I'm going to
What the
shoot
fuck?
it at myself.
A 5th level.
You're just gonna eat a 5th level magic missile. Okay.
And
Um,
hope that somebody sees what's happening and intervenes.
Cast shield.
I don't have shield.
You don't have shield.
you don't
Oh,
have
because
shield?
I can change time and use silvery barbs too, so I didn't need it anymore.
He also has a shield.
And I have my AC is like 20. So I just don't need it ever.
Okay, well then let me roll the damage for this magic missile that you're eating.
I mean, I could technically
doesn't it need to be an
counterspell it.
attack roll?
So that is 5d4 plus 5. Nope, magic missile is an auto hit.
Oh,
Magic missile is
silvery
automatic.
barbs can't even help.
Nah.
No.
It needs to be
can
silver
I-
You take 20 points of force damage, and you take all of it. Technically human right now, and you don't have resistance to force.
Right, so I can't counterspell that.
Nice.
Oh, you could.
Wait,
Oh, okay.
It
I was
doesn't
looking
matter
at
Are we
because-
even
barbs,
in the
and then I
building?
realized
We're not
wait.
even there.
magic missile, so
it
that
doesn't
doesn't
matter because I'm a human.
Oh,
I'm
he's got the temporary
polymorph.
hit points from
I
polymorph.
have the temporary HP.
How many hit points your average human has, I guess?
He'd have his same number of. All you did was change his race. He'd have his same number of
Yeah.
hit points. Okay. Well then, that happens, and
Okay. I think we're just going to have to go to
Worth.
bed and get up in the morning and go actually deal
Yes.
with this in the bigger picture.
Worth.
with that being said, Anand, though, you don't feel stiff
Yes.
anymore, like you were starting to feel.
Oh!
Oh,
I
really?
thought it usually
Oh.
feels stiff.
That's
Ow.
me.
You were starting to feel kind of stiff, and now you feel nice and limber.
Well, can I go ahead and?
God damn.
I'm flaccid. I couldn't even. Dang. Let me go ahead and. I want to go ahead and just take that long rest before anything else happens because my head is spinning.
What the?
These flumps, these nice flumps, lead you to a nice, comfortable bed.
That's beautiful. I can get
So-
down with that.
I will say, because we're in a new place, we got all these two people here. Before we go to bed, I'm going to still do my usual routine ritual cast alarm outside everybody's room.
Okay. Cool. I forgot to drop the trivia question for the game, by the way, to see if anybody gets inspiration or 100 gold if you're already maxed on inspiration. So, what is the name of the lieutenant from the Zirakai that is going to be accompanying you?
Bro, it's been 2 months.
I mean, I
2
nailed her.
months.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember her name.
Lisa Simpson.
I remember what she tastes like.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
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 Sorry, I'm being bad.
Goodness.
Somehow it seemed appropriate.
Guys, you gotta
Nah.
ease into it throughout the session. You can't just lean that hard right out of the gate.
I can't just
we
start
went right into
R-rate it right
doing
like that.
lines of mana coat and
He skipped the 5-foot dive board and went straight to the 10-foot dive board.
yo.
Yeah, this is like the
Went
Pulp Fiction
into it.
episode right here of our D&D section.
All right, her name is Lieutenant Sarissa.
I would have
Rissa.
never remembered that.
That's what it was.
Sarissa, that's right. All right, so
Okay.
you awake in
I
the
am
morning.
gonna go. I will be right back. I am still working, so I'm taking about 10 minutes to step away. I'm just letting you know.
Okay,
I'm in the
Imagine.
middle of negotiating a contract.
I
Excuse
gotcha.
me. Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Imagine working right now.
So you wake in the morning, and God, I can't believe I just thought of fucking Kesha. Anyway, you owe your day. I'm gonna word it that way. And you see Lieutenant Sarissa. So she has the blade of the mimic that you did lend to her. So it's kind of in like a great sword shape. And Kleebor
Cool.
arrives to see you off. So he says to the rest of the group, "So where should we go from here?" And he's speaking through his translator at this point. So it is in common, so everybody can understand it, what he's saying. We just await for your arrival. We will need food and supplies.
Oh, yes. Okay, hold on 1 second. Alright. Kleebor. See, What did y'all do? What did y'all do in y'all's past in your past planet
Well, most of our.
to make a living?
He said, "Well, I was a scientist. But
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, we didn't really. Farming was not really much of a thing anymore on our world. Everything was mostly just mass produced. Factories. Honestly, we had automatons that did the majority of our harvesting of food for us when that was even necessary, but most of it was bioengineered. Long story short, none of us know how to farm.
Okay. Bioengineering factories. The fuck. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I understood everything you said, Cleabor. So here's what we're going to do. Okay. So you will. So I point in the direction of the town. There are going to be people coming from that way to pick up these parts. You can follow them back. You can You can go there, but there is a town off in that direction. Please don't get lost. Is there a clear road? Is there a clear path?
Yeah,
to
I mean,
the
there's
town?
some parts that are paved, some parts that are just gravel, but there is a road.
There's a clear road that direction. Follow the road. You will get to the town, where there are shops, and I will. Well, all right. Inventory. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. How much?
So I have a
You do not
suggestion.
know of currency. What's
When
up?
we go into town, why don't we just try and find like an artisans guild and send a couple artisans this way?
No, well, I was gonna have him pay for.
They don't have any money.
Well, I was gonna give them money.
Yeah, it
We
seems
could just
easier
pay
to have the
artisans
people that already have an
ourselves.
understanding of currency to take care of it. I'm with
Yeah.
Neston on this
Okay.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I will send people out here to um, help teach y'all how to farm the lands, get food, and we will start our own little civilization here. We will build from the ground up, and maybe you'll be able to build the things you were talking about, factories, whatever. Um, put your skills to good use. If you had people that build, put them to building new homes or fixing up the homes that are out
Hey,
there. This is what.
I had a question. Outside, there was like
Yeah.
houses and stuff. Like it was a whole already pre-established
Like
town, right?
warehouses. It's not really a town.
Well, my
More of a
question is
compound.
like if
There are
there's
dwellings. Yes.
right, but I'm asking like is there the base? Is there like a well for them to be able to find water and like basic necessities?
I wouldn't really say a well. However, a water source isn't all that far from there.
Okay.
Just get water from like a river or something. With that being said, like there's not a ton of places that people could just live there. There's mainly just your giant keep in the middle and some surrounding structures like barns, warehouses, small little cabins, but nothing extravagant. It's all just supportive structures for the main compound and for the main keep that sits at the center.
Okay, so Cleabor, y'all can stay in the keep. Keep an eye on the tree. It should be fine. This tree should be fine. Just leave it alone. It will grow. You don't have to mess with it. You don't have to do anything to it. It will grow. Just stay in the keep. Stay in the keep until you finally. Do you have builders? Do you have people that can build?
Yes, we are capable of construction. That is still
Okay.
somewhat man-powered in our society.
Okay. You can build homes out here in these lands right here. Do I have a clear border of how big the lands go?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm not privy on my land measurements, so I couldn't tell you how many acres this is, but it's expansive.
Okay. All right. So you have plenty of land here to build houses on. You're more than welcome. I will give you, or we'll send resources out here for you to build the lands. You can chop down the trees on the lands too. I will. We will get all that stuff sorted out. We will give you the tools and the materials to do that.
Very well. You have our trust. You have our thanks. We don't have any reason to mistrust you. In fact, so we will wait for support, as you have said, and be safe out there. And he then points to Lieutenant Sarissa and says, I expect to see you back again one day. And she salutes and says, of course, sir.
What
but
does
as
your
you pointed
salute
out,
look like?
what does her salute look like?
Yeah.
So she kind of like puts a hand like to her other
Flashes
shoulder.
them.
Just
Kinda
like
like
karate
that.
chop somebody?
I mean, they don't know what a karate chop is, but
Alright, I'm just curious.
She does one of these numbers. She just
yeah,
flashes
yeah,
them.
exactly.
That's the. Anyway.
She has 5 nipples?
I mean, he can definitely, Voss can definitely attest to the fact that she only has 2.
Can I just quit real quick, Gavin? Can I go back to the town or the city or whatever and just how much money is it going to take? I want tools for them to build. I want a stack of wood, whatever them to build houses. I need people to plant, gather people to plant. I'm assuming I could probably go to the Heroes Guild and they can help me out with all of this.
A smart bet. The Heroes Guild has become sort of the one-stop shop for pretty much anything that you would need.
Yeah, so I go to the Heroes Guild and I talk to them and I tell them, look, this is what's going on. I need this, 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 and this. I also need people to teach them how to plant this, this, and this. They are, not harmful. They're going to stay at my keep. They're more than welcome. Please don't bother them. That kind of thing.
Okay. Let's start with one thing. So I assume you're in the car at this point, right? Like you're headed there.
Mm-hmm.
So you turn on the car.
Actually, no. We are traveling in the ship.
Okay. Well, either way, your ship has a radio. So
cool.
When you get on the ship, the radio powers on, and you hear a news broadcast. So it's a female voice radio, and it says, a strange snail-like creature has been spotted near the city of Crataxis on the continent of Althansia. However, luckily due to intervention from the Heralds of Requiem, the entity has been felled. In similar news, the strange earthquakes surrounding Mistveil appear to have quieted. We can only imagine it's due to the intervention of Motley Crest. We spoke with Veronica, the local guildmaster, who confirmed that those heroes were on the case. In other news, High King Vinyaris has reported that he has hired New Solidarity for a confidential project. The details are unknown, but he assures it will be for the betterment of all Alphareskins. The Heralds of Requiem are also confirmed to be working closely with High King Wraithhelm, as a result of a deal just closed on today. Rest assured, though the days ahead may seem dark, we can always count on our courageous heroes to pave a better path ahead of us, into the new dawn. They will not fail, they will not falter. At least, I certainly sleep a little better at night telling myself that. This has been Lilith Sword Saint with Teal Cog Media, signing off. And then after that, Starlight's newest song, Great Sleepless Night, starts playing over the radio.
Hey, High King Wraithhelm, what is he over?
He is over Koloss. He's the Dwarven High King. You've met him before.
Yeah, we've met a lot of people. So
I know you have. But yeah. So if somebody
He's
can make a
only
history
the
check for
greatest
me.
ruler on Alarask.
Alpharesk, but yes. If specifically referring to that snail that was just mentioned. let's see. Okay, so for you, so the people that get this are Lucas and Neston. So the snail that was mentioned raises some concern. So the Tarask is a very powerful entity, the one that you just fought, obviously. But a lot of people don't know this, but he is actually be rumored to be part of a cabal of beasts, known as the Six Beasts of Devastation. So the weakest of these beasts is the Tarask, but the next one up in the tier is known as the Void Snail, which is basically just this massive 120-foot tall snail with giant tentacles that come out from underneath its shell. Believed to be even more powerful than the Tarask. You wonder if that is the creature that they are mentioning. The other members of this cabal of beasts is the Devastation Centipede, which is the third weakest, and then of course there's the Calamity Spider, which is the third most powerful. Then there's the Scorpion of Rage, the second, and then the Armageddon Beetle, which is the absolute most powerful beast of devastation, considered to be one of the most powerful beings to ever exist.
Why are they all bugs except for the Tarask?
Well, they're all meant to be large versions, small critters. The Tarask, of course, being a large version of a lizard.
So, was Velasquez just lying out of his ass saying he charmed that beast, or did he actually charm that beast? Which I'm assuming he actually did, considering the whole thing with Anand.
I can't answer that question.
I know you can't answer that question, DM.
Well,
the DM does not have time to explain what you don't understand.
So it sounds like this beast that the Heralds of Requiem fought was probably the Void Snail.
Okay, Gavin, I will also be adding more builders I will be hiring on more builders. How much is this going to cost me?
So let's look at typical cost of services, and that actually is something that's covered in the Dust Guide.
You know what? You're probably gonna have to keep putting funds into this as it goes. So you need to set up that iBank account.
All right. So here's right. So here's the expenses. So for you to pay a skilled artisan to work on basically construction, that is going to cost you. Honestly, it's relatively cheap. One artisan will cost you about 10 gold pieces a week. But depending on how many you're wanting to hire on and how long you're wanting them to work, obviously that could add up. Because if you hire 10 artisans, 100 gold a week can get kind of pricey. And I assume you're wanting to hire even more than that. So
10 artisans? Wait, what?
So to hire 10 skilled laborers who are going to do good work, you're looking at 10 gold pieces a week. Why would I need to hire more
than that?
I was just making assumptions. Maybe not. Maybe that's all you want.
Okay.
Well, you already have the labor. You just need people to go out there and teach them.
Yeah, so how long would it take them to learn how to... Yeah.
To learn how to build? Well, a lot of them already know how to build.
Learn how to plant crops.
Oh, I mean... Probably
learn how to survive on their own.
I'd say probably a few months worth of training would get them to satisfactory levels.
Why don't you just do this? Give them some funds, right, to be able to pull from to get them started, and then reevaluate. You're not going to be able to figure out how much it's going to cost on day one, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm kind of at too, because I can't really tell you exactly how long it's going to take. I might make some, improv some rolls later to figure out that stuff.
Okay, I'm going to hire 10 artisans for 3 months.
For 3 months. So that is going to cost you, let's see, 100 gold a week. So for 3 months, you're looking at 1,200 gold pieces to hire 10 artisans for 3 months.
The farming artisan should definitely be there for a year. because we do have a whole year of farming.
Okay, yeah, you know what? That's exactly what we're gonna
Circle
do.
back.
So,
Right? You don't have to pay all this
What?
all today, man. A few months get them started.
Whoa,
You're
okay.
trying to do a whole city planning thing in one conversation. Just throw some money at it
yeah.
and let's roll.
Okay, yeah. So we'll do that, and
The
then
1,200 gold for 3
um,
months.
yeah, 1,200 gold for 3 months, just to get them started, and then also materials and tools. Can we just generalize that and throw
Yeah,
in?
I'll say materials for all of that for what you're wanting to accomplish. I mean, you're looking at probably to build basically in a makeshift city a few 100,000 gold pieces in the long run. But starting expenses
for the first 3 months.
I'd say 10 grand to get you there for the first 3 months.
Holy fuck. Okay. Including the artisans or no?
Not including the artisans.
Here, I'll cover your
You're
10K,
talking-
man.
Okay.
Let me
Are you sure?
pay for bond for once.
Remember, you're about to
You
get
can cover 5
like,
and I'll cover 5.
Sure.
Okay.
yeah, I
that's
mean,
the
remember, you're about to get another 10k of gold anyway, in addition to 5k worth of diamonds for each
deal.
of
We
you guys.
already
So,
got that.
you already got that? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
we did that
what,
all last
that's the only
session.
reason
We
I
got
have the money to
diamonds, we
do
got
it.
the-
Like to pay for this right now.
Yeah.
I got 13 grand on me right now, man. So however much you want.
Okay, I'll pay for 5, you pay for 5, and then
Alright,
I'll
cool.
pay for the artisans.
Cool. As long as you're doing the math and adjusting it accordingly.
I have subtracted 5,000 gold from my inventory.
Yeah,
How
I
much-
am too.
How much is it again for simulacrums? I forgot I needed to do that.
It is 5,000 for a new
Okay.
simulacrum.
You also need to go find some snow.
I'm not worried about the snow. You guys can all cast. A lot of you guys can at least cast spells that do ice. You can make your own snow for all I care.
So I'm gonna take the other gold out of the ship's gold for the artisans.
As long as you're keeping track, I
You
trust
don't
you.
need to do that.
Okay.
I got the money. I'll pay for the artisans.
All right. Okay.
So that was what, another 1,300 you said?
But 1,200
Yeah.
for 3 months for
1,200,
artisans.
sorry.
9 minus 1,200. Done.
Sweet.
Anybody else need stuff for me to pay for? It feels nice to actually have money to spend on people.
I think we go. Time to go. No, yeah, we already collected all that stuff.
Alright.
And we've already talked about them gathering up the damn the skull. Or not the skull, but the bones. The skull's mine.
You gonna keep it as a trophy?
Yeah, I'm gonna mount it to the damn keep.
That'll be cool. Hey guys, you mind if we take a quick bathroom break?
Yeah, that worked for me.
Cool. We'll reconvene in 5.
Gives me a chance to do my secret rolls.
I'm just I'm counting this as a startup cost for more money down the line.
Makes sense.
Taxes, my boy. I will be the government. I got questions to ask for when he gets back. Dude, my funds are gonna get split so many ways because I've got the ship. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna do this. Ship/keep.
Yeah, but now you're lord of a land, dude. You have your own
Yeah, man.
castle with the tree and all that jazz. With the teleportation circle.
Yeah. Which I don't think you can actually. I don't think anybody can teleport into the tree. I think that's actually one of the things in the description of the item.
Oh, you know what? I got some I'm gonna throw some money at. We'll see what give me back. I'm gonna get the stuff to like have some alchemical, like set up like a lab at the keep.
Oh, what you mean? You have like the thing in your pocket?
Yeah, but you know,
Your travel.
it's a base, so why not have something like cool at the base? Like this is my travel lab,
Well,
and that's my real lab.
You can pick out one of the biggest rooms you want to. You
I
are
don't do all
more
that
than
now.
welcome.
I just want to have a
You
place
are
I can
more
do
than
like
welcome.
have a lab.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, we have to cook.
Yeah, cooking the cocaine, cooking the magic dust. Yo, I wonder if that magic crystal could be used components to make potions. What do you think, Sean?
Dude, he walked off and he's peeing. Stand by.
Oh, okay. I know. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a mic with him. He has his headset on. My bad. Should I whisper sweet nothings to his ear?
Please don't, because we can all hear you. No. Do not.
No! Don't do that!
So
Oh,
what
okay.
crystal in a potion are you talking about? Just like a regular crystal?
The mana crystal, yeah, the mana crystal that that Anand that you maybe
So-
the dust and Anand snorted.
Well, just so you know, from a mechanic standpoint, every magic potion that I make has a crystal that gets
Yeah.
put in it.
Really?
Every
I did not know
magic
that.
potion that I make, I have to put one of the. That's why I have a buttload of magic crystals, because it takes one magic crystal
Wow.
to, like, as part of it, one of the components.
Yep, that's what magically charges the potion so that it works the way it's intended.
Hey, Gavin.
Quick
While
What's
I'm
up?
throwing
Yeah,
money
go
at stuff,
ahead.
since I never have money, while we're in the town, as we're like dipping off, if I just wanted to order a bunch of like lab equipment, just to like have a lab at the keep, how much would that cost me? Like an actual like
What,
a
just
full
for-
like alchemical
like a-
lab?
Good lab, like
Yeah.
not just okay. So like a proper alchemist, like the kind of
Look, we
Like the-
want to make cocaine and not
like an
blow up, okay?
apothecary level setup of like lab equipment.
Yes.
Okay, so you're basically want to set up like an in-house apothecary, pretty much is what you're trying to do.
Yes.
Okay, so let me look up apothecary supplies.
You
and
can
I'll
just tell me
extrapolate.
as we're going, man. I don't want to tie this up anymore, but if anybody else wants to get to
Yeah,
it.
can we say we're making our way?
Yes, absolutely. So apothecary supplies cost 50 gold pieces for a set of apothecary supplies. I'll say for like a full, like good quality lab with all the bells and whistles, we'll say 500 gold will get you like the best of the best. Any doctor would be jealous of your apothecary.
Yeah, absolutely. I got that. 63.59.
It's a
Boom.
doctor hard on.
All right. Deducted and paid for.
Okay.
Okay, now, Gavin, I don't want to waste any. I don't want to. Well, another thing. How
Nothing
much
that you
would it
guys want to
take
do is
for-
a waste of time.
I don't know
Okay.
about that.
How much would
Well,
it
okay.
do? How much would it take to have like a tinkering, like just a kind of like the same thing,
Like an engineering lab, kind of
Yeah,
like a mechanic
Yeah.
shop, basically.
yeah.
I'll say similar standards for him. 500 gold pieces will get you all the supplies you need, all the spare parts, all the tools, plenty of workspace, good equipment.
Dang, bro.
You know.
Car lifts are cheap in this game.
Do what?
Car lifts, like the things that lift cars up into the air.
You guys are also adventurers who are notoriously just always rich. Even bad adventurers still live like upper middle waged income just because of the danger they're willing to put up with.
Yeah, I know.
That's the people. That's the
saying
reason people
the same.
become adventurers, because you make so much money. It's the hazard of the job.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
All right. So
Was the keep mainly furnished, or was it just?
loosely furnished, but I mean, it's probably not up to your standards.
Mm,
Dude, we'll do a shopping episode
Okay.
another time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm
okay,
sure you
all right,
will.
Next time.
You know, I actually did want to mention though, because something I was thinking of doing with you guys is having a day where I design the keep and letting anybody who's interested. I would just like screen share and let you guys watch as I make it in like my dungeon building app, and you can just give me.
You froze.
We lost him. Oh, Gavin. That's the thing is when he comes back, he's like he gets himself on a tangent sometimes. So like he'll come back and like just really excited sense, and then we'll have this and this and this. I'm like, dude, I have no idea what you were even talking about.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I cut out. So what was the last thing you heard me say?
We could watch you design it in Dungeon Keeper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dungeon Builder.
So, anyway, I'll let you guys know when I plan on doing that, and if you want to, you know, tag along and jump on so you can see what all it is that I'm doing, then feel free.
Definitely make sure I. Gavin, can we coordinate about what would be a good time for both of us, since technically, you know, it is.
Yes, we'll coordinate.
Okay, cool.
So,
okay, I'm free most afternoons. But yeah.
Okay. So if you guys wanted to look at your map, for those who aren't familiar, you're driving from Mistvale to Stormhaven.
Are we not taking the ship?
Oh yeah, that's right. You're flying. You have an airship now. I keep forgetting that. Okay, you're flying there. So that really only makes it about maybe half a day's journey to get that far by airship. That cuts out a lot of your travel time. So you're at Stormhaven by evening time. We'll say it's probably about 6 p.m. when you arrive. So, and you see it as you approach, you eventually the hills give way, the horizon gives way to where you start seeing this mountain range beginning to form, and you find yourself back to the dwarvish capital of Stormhaven. Now, approaching this city, you see, honestly, exactly what you would expect a dwarvish city to look like. There's a long, winding road that juts back and forth through spiky, jagged, rocky formations. There's a reason why the name of the mountain range there is Pike Rock Pass, because it's called that because a lot of the rocks are pointed like a spear, hence Pike Rock Pass. And the two large dwarvish statues that depict these bearded warriors carrying mauls and great axes. Dwarves are big about honoring the memories of their ancestors, and so they love their statues. Of course, you, Neston, have spent a great deal of time in this city, and many consider Stormhaven to be one of the most beautiful marvels of the modern world, blending perfectly the rustic appeal of yesteryears, of the days of adventure, with modern accommodations as well. So, one of those modern accommodations happens to also be a skyport, which is nestled within a rocky crag further back within the mountain range that allows access into the city from above. So that is where you dock.
Hey, Neston? What was that?
I'm sorry. I feel like Sean cut out and he was going to say something.
Oh, yeah. I got your attention. I was calling for Neston.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
So, remind me, who is it that we're trying to meet in this city?
The Grand Prior?
Yeah, but I couldn't remember their name, I'm afraid.
If you need me to refresh you, Tony, I can refresh you.
The Grand Prior's name is Madam Prior.
No, it's not.
It's Dracoloid. Draconoid. Dracovic.
It's in your book. Back in Notable Figures, it's in your book. Her name
Tony,
is
just
Andraste
get your cat-
Drakelnon.
Yeah,
she's
Tony,
named-
just get your cat to walk on your keyboard.
Yeah.
Actually, Andraste is an old draconic name from some fantasy novel I read back in the day, but I thought I really liked the name, so I used it.
Well, with Grand Prior Andraste Drakelnon, would she entertain an audience this late in the day, or is this something that we'll have to try and approach her in the morning? Would you know?
I don't think she would entertain an audience at all without, like, unless it was under certain circumstances. I'm hoping we can go there and we have enough renown to get one, but as her secretary, she does have, and like I told Bond, she is booked up for the next 6 months.
Gotcha, so we're probably better off trying to visit her outside of regular business hours then.
Maybe, but I mean, we still need to put in an inquiry and. But,
Sure.
We just
We're good about following rules like that. I just wanted to see the best way of approaching this before it became antagonistic.
Worst case scenario, our answer is no, and we're right back to where we began with.
Very well. It seems you're the most familiar here. If you wouldn't mind telling us where we're headed.
Yeah, you'd know how to get there.
Well, you see that castle inside the city? That's the castle.
Neat.
And
So
then
on the
there's
way to the
another
castle-
building.
Real quick, Gavin. Was my
Yes.
bride-to-be able to enter the vicinity of the city?
She actually was.
Okay.
Which is odd, because fiends should not be able to, but you know she's more than just a fiend, so...
Nice.
Fiend in the streets,
So-
angel in the sheets. Haha.
Gavin.
Or other way around, I
You'd
guess,
want it
maybe.
reversed.
Gavin.
I'm sorry that took so long. I'm
Hear
here.
me?
No worries. One
Gavin?
question at a time. Sean first. You
Sorry.
said my name first.
Oh, I was done with my thing. I just wanted to know if my fiance was able to get in the city. That's all.
Okay. Now, Nick, you're good.
Okay. On the way there, do I see a gun shop with a firing range? I'm not
Gun
looking to
shop
buy
with
anything.
a firing range.
I just need a firing
I mean-
range. Yes.
It's the year 1100, my guy. Like, pretty much every big city's gonna have a gun store. So, sure.
I think every gun shop's got a firing range, and that's not always true.
That you're right about that. But by this day and age, firearms are pretty commonplace. Like, a lot of people still prefer older weapons just because of their reliability. But I mean, anybody that wants to go get a gun can go get a gun. So
I want to go to the firing range and shoot my rain rifle twice.
your which rifle?
The rifle that Velasrios took.
Oh, okay. It fires without issue.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem. Fires without issue.
Okay. No discrepancies, no nothing. No
Nope,
visible differences in the gun.
The scope still tracks. You see a bullet hole right where the little crosshairs lined up.
So is it when I misfire? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll mark off a and that's good. We can just go to the Grand Pyre.
Okay.
I just wanted to check that.
So, the name of the headquarters of the Order of Shield and Light, by the way, is the Lightbringers Conclave. So, that's where you find yourself at. And much to your surprise, When you arrive, there appears to be a armored entourage of shield bearers that are literally waiting for you. As one of them speaks up and says, "Motley Crest, the Grand Prior and the Grand Knight are right this way. We were expecting you."
So I did kind of write this. I did kind of write this a couple of years ago, but we never actually took a trip to this place in the last campaign, other than just through teleportation. But I actually did write the sign in Dorvish for like their mantra.
Okay.
It's written in Dorvish, and it says, "We are those that stoke the forge. We are those that tend the weary. We are those that carry the light of the forge through the darkness."
Oh, that's cool.
And you see that. You also know that the Order of Shield and Light is home to a lot of members of, different religions. Granted, all of them, every religion, every deity represented within the pantheon that the Order of Shield and Light serves are all benevolent beings. You're not going to find any Cyric worshippers in the Order of Shield and Light.
Just to clarify, so we're on Alarath now, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We've been on Alarath.
Well, yeah, but Mistvale is a little bit. But here, if there's a bunch of religions, do they worship the Angel of Death? Is that recognized in here?
No.
Yeah, that is not part of one of the standard deities in the pantheon of the Order.
I think the most morally gray is Helm. Would probably be the most morally gray pantheon.
Or I'd say Kelemvor also has a pretty strong following. He can also be sort of morally gray as well. But yeah.
Look,
so
Neston, they've kind of been expecting us, and then you said it would take 6 months. Go ahead, what you're saying.
So they sort of overheard you say that, by the way, and they say, and you hear one of these knights say, "Well, when you're forewarned by the Archmage himself of your arrival, that sort of moves up your appointment time."
Oh, interesting.
And as you follow them, you enter into, just picture like your typical fantasy cathedral. Pews, stained glass windows, a long ornate walkway with a very expensive looking red carpet with gold embroidery leading down the center. And at the end of this, you see about a 7-foot tall woman. And this woman is not dressed nearly as modestly as you would think a woman would be dressed for somebody who's the leader of a religious organization. She's essentially wearing what looks to be a backless kind of loose white like side slit dress. You can see why it needs to be backless though, because of the giant wings affixed to her back. She appears to be almost elvish in appearance, with little patches of scales covering her body and bright glowing yellow eyes with slits in them, with a very reptilian appearance. Again, she has pointy ears, and her scales glow a very regal silver. Standing next to her is an individual that is definitely a tiefling. In fact, one of the more fiendishly looking tieflings that you've seen. He has long, curled, almost like ram's horns coming off of his head. In addition to that, bright red skin, glowing like orange eyes. He's wearing what looks to be like black and white armor, which Neston, you would know that he is a Doom Guide. He's a follower of Kelemvor. So that black and white motif representing the balance of life and death is pretty common among people who are Doom Guides. He has a large tower shield that is affixed to his back and a big pike that he keeps across his back too. And this is a large tiefling, because tieflings usually only are about human size. This looks to be about a 6'8" tiefling. And his armor was clearly forged in a way to accommodate a very muscular physique underneath. This is a big dude, is what I'm saying.
Quick thing. When he says when the Archmage comes, I was like, I wonder if out loud. It was like an out loud thought that Bond just kind of flipped out. It was like, I wonder if that's before or after he cursed me. And then we keep on.
I will.
So-
I will address the two, and I will say, good evening, Grand Prior Andraste and Grand Knight Creed.
Andraste turns to you, and you know the Grand Knight. Their role is they're second in command of the order, but that doesn't mean their influence is anywhere close to that of the Grand Prior. The Grand Prior is pretty much the dominant figure, so he doesn't really say much other than give you a nod. But she looks at you and she says, "Ah, my attendants. I see you have fetched my guests, as I have been expecting. Thank you so much for your very dutiful service." And she has a bit, almost an unnatural allure to her. You kind of, I wouldn't be surprised if you found yourself thinking, like, is this really the leader of a religious organization? Because she definitely doesn't look the part, and definitely isn't acting the part. And of course, you, Neston, would know there was a bit of controversy surrounding her being appointed to the role.
I think at this point, Neston just nods and steps off to the side away from Motley Crest. Like, he just kind of, like, I'm with them, but I'm just going to let them address their things with the Grand Prior.
She says, "Unfortunately, I have already been made privy as to your reason for this pilgrimage, that blasted mage that insists on sticking his neck into absolutely everything, and now he has given you a curse that he wishes for me to break." Does that and she's clearly frustrated, you can tell. Does that basically summarize why you're here?
Yeah, I believe we're also here to talk about the creeping doom.
She sighs and says, "Yes, that unfortunate business."
And also the Beast of Chaos, apparently.
She says, "Before we continue, Father, you can show yourself. I know you're there." And when she says that, the Archon fades from his invisibility.
The Archon had a baby?
I knew you were here, boy.
And he says, "Did you have to come right out and say it?" At this point, she says, "Gods, you can leave us now," as she beckons for the rest of them to leave. And it's silence for the next probably 10 seconds till they walk out of the room. And eventually this large set of double doors shuts with a loud slam. And at that point, the Archon speaks up and says, "I know at least one of you was already aware of this, but it's time that I told the rest of you who I really am."
You have a picture of her?
Yes, actually, I do. Let me find it. Anyway, I'll continue. I'll share a picture of her. So with that,
Forte wants to put it in its book of sexy girls that are in the campaign.
Well, considering that the Archon is basically my father-in-law at this point, I'm just going to try to make it official.
So yeah, this is. That's what she looks like.
Okay, Discord. Why is there blood? Oh, this is paint.
100% yes. Yes, the answer is yes.
So
Lucas is gonna actually like shrivel down a little bit next to a nod to make it look like he's taller.
Yeah. He's gonna put himself up a bit.
You know she's like 7 feet tall.
I'm just gonna
okay,
like
I've got a
subtle cast minor illusion to put like this like sparkly allure behind a nod.
Yes.
Make him
So-
make him
I
a
want
foot
to add
taller.
it to the official record that that Anad is actually awestruck because I was gonna say I've been looking for a way to like permanently make my place with the Archon. So I think this would be a great time to create a
Son-in-law.
storyline to do that. And I'm totally down going the son-in-law route. So let's go ahead and gonna check that box. FYI.
By the way, I just want to look
Okay.
at this chick, look at a
Is
nod,
it
and then
more
like I'm gonna
angelic?
look over at Kiara, who has like kind of the same look with wings and horns, and like told you, man, it's good stuff. It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
that's the way to go, bro. There's a
Kevin.
fight, clearly.
Is it more angelic wings, or is it actually like
It's
the
draconic
dragon
wings.
type wings? Draconic wings. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she is a
Alright, that's
divine
fine.
soul sorcerer, but she's also a half dragon.
Okay. Cool.
All
right.
So, with that being said, after the Archon says that he should be honest with the rest of you, you see his snout or his head begins to elongate into that of a snout as his body shifts into this enormous ancient sized basically, even though he really should only be an adult dragon, but he's also
Kierkegaard.
anyway, this massive silver dragon.
Oh.
I think we all collectively
Interesting.
feign shock. Just
No.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. I know
And
you all
Nod is
do.
not surprised at all.
No.
And I'm gonna look at his daughter and be like, "Can you do that too?"
No, it says, "Daddy."
Oh, like it's
She
a legitimate
says-
question.
She says, "This is my true form."
Cool with that.
Also, you guys would know that a rarity here. Most half dragons don't have wings. Most half dragons, yeah. It can
I'm in
happen,
luck.
but even a lot of half dragons that do get wings, they're just kind of like there and not really functional. But you've definitely have seen or heard from reports. I mean, you haven't seen her fly yet, but everything you've heard is these wings very much are capable of flight.
Interesting.
So,
Is this the full family
down.
reunion, or are we waiting on mom now?
that would be the full family reunion for now, you would imagine.
Well, I was asking. I was being a smartass.
Now,
I think they ignored the question.
you see her exchange a glance with Neston for a second before she turns to the rest of you. You know, I must admit, I was hoping for a favor from the rest of you here, and maybe trade a favor for a favor. She turns to you, Bon, and says, "I can break your curse, but it is going to cost you." You see, we've been searching for the hand and eye of Vecna for some time, and it appears as though the one who holds it is under some degree of protection that would prevent us from tracking her location. We've been searching for a way to find her, but so far, our search has turned up dry. Knowledge has reached me that you might have a way of finding her. So that is my bargain. You help us find the eye and the hand of Vecna, and I will remove your curse. You do not need to bring it back. I simply need to know where it is.
I think that bringing it back would be the fun part, but
If you wish to do that, then we can certainly speak additional rewards. But all I am asking for now is just to know where it is. I know that you have a way of finding it. So there is
I'd
no
like to
need
go
for any
hunting for it.
deception.
Sorry. I'd like to go hunting for it. You said roll perception?
Oh, she said, so there is no need to be deceptive, is what she said. She's saying that she knows for a fact that you have a way of finding it. So she's basically saying, don't lie to me, but being nice about it.
Okay, so roll for perception, you said?
No, I didn't. You
No
misheard
roll.
me.
Oh, no need for deception. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Yeah, that's what. Okay.
Okay. I know we know the name of the person who has it.
Yes, we know that
The
too.
way
Her
to-
name is Meliana. We need to find
Yes.
this person.
Hmm.
And so
Y'all got a
far,
crystal
she has
ball
avoided
for
our
them?
reach.
Well, I don't necessarily know if we know how to locate her exactly. We can attempt, but we know who she's associating with.
The
And-
word has reached me that you have a way of finding her, and it is from a very reputable source.
Do we have a way of finding her?
He
Multiple
says we
people
do.
here have wished, so technically we could.
I mean, I.
You can see she's growing frustrated.
Well, hold
I
on,
know you have something that can help us find these relics, and of utmost importance that we do.
Well, hold on here, and I start doing the thing of like pulling out 1,000,002 different things out of my bag here. So I
I'm
find
going through my bag of holding as well. I pull out a lamp. Why do I have a lamp? No, that's not a magic lamp. It's just a lamp.
I pull out the orb of gazing eventually, or the globe of unhindered gaze.
She looks at you as you pull that out and says, "What's that? May I see it?"
Only happened during Pride Month.
I'm sure, but it's mine, so be respectful of that. So please, and be careful with it, and I'll hand it to her.
She takes it and she looks it over, and you, by the way, you would know, she has the gift, just like you. So, like, what the witches would consider to be the gift, she has it.
Gotcha.
This may be it. If you let me have this, I will remove your curse.
That was not the agreement. I'm more than happy to use it on your behalf. Giving it, that's asking a bit much here.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, can I?
You absolutely can make one as well.
Okay. I was gonna give him.
Can I do persuasion with my
Hey.
calmness?
21.
Yeah.
My persuasion?
You can give him
Oh,
bardic
yeah.
inspiration if you want
I was
to.
gonna give him a bardic inspiration, but if I'm rolling, it's not necessary.
Oh,
Shit.
so what are you with a roll like that? What are you gonna say to her? It doesn't even have to be that good with a roll like that. Just what are you gonna say to her to
Just
convince her to
my
not
background.
want to keep this globe?
I want it to match the roll. Look, beautiful. Love the wings, by the way. We are more than happy to not only find it and tell you where it's at, but go retrieve it for you. He's really attached to that item. I don't think you're gonna get it from him anytime soon. Not if his life depended on it. But don't worry, I have Vecna. Boom, we're on it. We got you. Got you, honey. Good to go.
Says
I'm gonna-
very well.
Yeah, she's like,
Use this to locate the eye in the hand of Vecna. I will remove your curse. She looks at Bon when she says this. She says, however, when she looks at Anand, your curse is too powerful, even for someone like me. The only one who can break that curse is the one who placed it.
That's fine.
Are we in agreement?
I wasn't-
I break this one. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you had more to say. What were you saying?
I was also going to ask for a favor, even if you couldn't break my curse, which I didn't think you could. No disrespect to you. From the beginning of much lesser intensity, if you don't mind.
Ask your favor.
Dinner, you and I.
Wait, what did you say?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Cut out.
Dinner.
Oh,
I want to take you to dinner.
she gives you a perplexed look.
And I smile, not creepily.
She says, in the lower city, there's a restaurant that is manned by an Earth Ganassi from the nearby city of Gaiar. The roast there is quite good.
I would like to try that. With good company, of course. The date, then.
She says, very well.
Yeah. And then I'll wink at the Archon.
I'm not doing it right in front of his head, too.
He is eyeing you. If the daggers that he was looking at you were physical, you'd be bleeding.
After he winks, I blow a kiss as I turn to leave.
Yes.
No, just starts licking his tongue back and putting his tongue back.
Just like, yeah, buddy.
Of course, not with her looking.
This is hilarious.
Anyways.
First,
Oh,
to the order of business.
Yes.
I will break your curse. Now, I have been following your progress quite some time, Motley Crest. I do not believe that you would attempt to break out on your side of the bargain, so I will show you my sincerity. First, Father, I believe you should return to your human form. And when he does so, she sort of snaps a finger. You hear a bell go off on the other side of the door, and the door opens as a squad of healers enters the room. And you, Neston, would recognize these as a squad of light bringers, usually life clerics. She says, she sighs, almost with anxiety. This is what I am going to have to do. Lightbringers, do give me your support. Lay down, half-elf.
All right.
And I would remove anything that you do not wish to be ruined in the process of this ritual, for it will be quite bloody.
Quite run.
Okay. Look, and he just starts stripping. Lucas, here you go. Take good care of it. I trust you.
All right, I need half of you supporting him. The rest of you are on me. And we shall begin. I'd advise the rest of you to stand back. So immediately the room becomes very dark as you can see these this blue lightning, this static begin to course through Bon, but it's not painful yet. You don't actually feel anything at this point, Bon, as the healers begin focusing their energy on you and the other half begin focusing their energy on her. And that's when it gets bloody. For brevity, we're not going to make rolls because I'm just going to say there are enough healers healing you to make this not kill you. But at this point, it just looks like every second that Bon is just exploding. Like just blood there, just gashes, this deep lacerations all over his body just begin forming as this ritual goes on. And the same thing happens to her. Now you're seeing exactly why there were 2 squadrons of healers for this process, as she continues focusing her energy as this loud quake begins to rattle through the cathedral. The chandeliers bust with the bulbs sparking as sparks scatter the ground below to the point where it eventually just gets to complete darkness. And this continues for about a minute and you hear Bond screaming through this whole process until eventually the sounds stir. The only sound that you hear from Bon is just heavy breathing. And you see an artificial magical light as she casts dancing lights to re-illuminate the cathedral. And Bon looks fine, but you wouldn't because the ground and the altar that he was laying on covered in his blood. And see that she has a lot of tears in her robes, and that her robes are completely blood soaked at this point too. As you hear her say out loud, "I know you're watching, mage. I broke one of your curses. I hope you're happy."
While that happens, I'm like, man, that's crazy. And I'm
I
going to
can't
scoop
hear you,
just
Sean, if you're saying anything.
Oh, what? What?
I didn't hear you say.
What were you
Can you hear me now?
saying? Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I was just saying, well, that's good. I'm just gonna like, man, that's crazy, and I'm just gonna like scoop up a little vial of blood of each one of them and put that in my bag.
Can I make a perception check? Does he do this like we?
So I think
Uh,
I would actively attempt to stop Lucas from grabbing the Grand Prior's blood.
then Lucas, you're gonna have to
Oh.
give me a sleight of hand check.
Okie dokie.
Was
I'm
it my
super
blood
great
or the
at
Grand
those.
Prior's blood?
What's that?
Was it my blood or the Grand Prior?
Both.
Both.
So I'm actually driving to work.
21.
If
21.
somebody can make a roll for me.
Oh, I guess Neston's got some crazy ass high perception though.
You can perceive these.
I can just do it for you if you want.
Yeah.
Or I think somebody just
No, I did mine.
gotcha. All right, I
did
got
my
you.
personal one.
So
It's not even like
Jesus,
it's
you do.
malicious.
Well, I was just saying, if
Wow.
you wanted my blood, all you had to do was ask.
Neston, you only got a 17, and Lucas rolled incredibly well and got a 21. So he actually manages to sneak some of this blood into a vial, and you don't see him do it.
I kind of have this weird thing about collecting like just parts of people.
No,
Like,
add that to your
why would it
inventory.
give
You have
blood? You
some
just
of
ask.
Andraste's blood.
I have a vial of Bond's blood and a vial of Grand Prior.
You can scry, right, Luke? Right?
Mhm.
Or just add a game, you can scry. But I'm like, yeah, I think it's smart if everybody just gave you a drop of their blood, like, which
Yeah,
actually
so
we would
that
just fail
also-
on the save anyways.
To fill you in, that's some pretty valuable blood you got there, because it's also the blood of a half dragon, for starters. It's the blood of one of the descendants of of Bahamut. So you got that going for you too. She's a direct descendant of Bahamut.
I'll put it in a
That-
martini later.
That's a pretty valuable blood.
Okay. Yeah, so Bond kind of moves under the breath. If I ever get my hand on that mage.
She overhears you and say, "Trust me, you are not the only one."
Then we could do it together. But anyways, back on to other orders of business.
So
After that was done, thank you very much.
I'll take out the sphere, and just so you know, full disclosure, I can find her. But if you have anything in place of being able to go ahead and try and apprehend her or get there, you might want to go and have that at the ready. I can only do this as in-depth as possible. Well, one, once a day, and then two, there's a chance it might not ever happen again. I can locate her, but if you want to spy in on her, there's a chance that once you do it once, that's it. It's out.
She says, "Unfortunately, we have no leads. We have nothing."
I'm just saying, if there's anything you want to make preparation-wise now, like if there's a teleportation circle, you want to have some people standing by, or somebody that can try and get there. Otherwise, you're gonna find out where she is now, but she might not be there tomorrow.
She says, "We will apprehend her immediately, assuming where she is somewhere that we can even go, but we don't know. I'm coming to you revealing a vulnerability that I very rarely do. I am at my wit's end for this, with finding these relics. She has done a masterful job evading us, and taken every magical step possible to prevent her from being tracked. She intends to hand these relics over to Dagothoth, and if she does, the level of power that he would gain from possessing them can only be theorized."
Okay, so this is our start against the War of Dargothoth. Great. Yes.
Will the Master Doom Guide come with us?
Sure. assuming that he can go, assuming that any of us are able to... I'm going to assume that Meliana is clever enough that she would have taken steps ahead of time to account for the possibility of us finding her. But that's all we have at the moment. All we can do is find her.
Okay.
Further planning will have to wait until after that.
Well,
yes, Lucas.
I'm
Let's
ready to go whenever you are. If whatever you need to have in place is in place.
Sure. I think we have everything we can do right now, Lucas. Let's just go ahead and put up our end of the bargain, and then we can put up another end of the bargain of finding this person.
All right, and I sit down crisscross applesauce and a pile of Blonde's blood. All right.
Yeah.
And I'll take out the. I'll focus on the globe of unhindered gaze and locate Meliana.
Okay. So it centers in, and you see in your mind, Lucas, of your vision centers in on a vast open expanse of ocean. Now you see something in the distance from this ocean, and you've actually been there before. Off in the distance, you see the city of Kalimlux, but that's not where your gaze, that's not where your focus goes, as it dives beneath the waves and continues until it gets darker and darker and darker. You see a kraken in your view for just a moment as you continue seeing sharks and all sorts of dangerous aquatic life, including that of even like a few dragon eels and dragon turtles going this far down. And you're at a point almost in the ocean where the light barely touches. It's at about the same level of darkness as it would be at like 8 o'clock in the afternoon. There's a little bit of light, but not much. This is deep to the ocean's surface. As it continues onwards, and you see a series of metallic structures that resemble large buildings and cities, as it dives underneath even further this city and enters a large cave structure. And in this, you see Meliana, this near miser female.
Real quick, did you say there was like a cave or there was a city underneath the ocean there?
There's a city underneath the ocean, and she's in a cave structure underneath that city.
The city.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's where she is.
Ocean City.
She has certainly taken steps to remove herself from society, it looks like.
Do I know of an underwater city?
This was off of the coast of the Velkalos continent.
Oh,
The
that's probably
only city that you can think of that would match that description would be the Triton city of Symboltide.
Now, is this like a lost city, like Atlantis type of deal, or?
Essentially, yes, but definitely not lost.
It's not
Very
like
well
it's
populated,
populated by mer people.
It's populated by Tritons, so yes, basically mer people.
Oh, okay. I want to see what she's up to. Now, I will say part of the spell, when I kick it off doing it this way, I take 2d4 force damage, and then I take another d4 at the end of each of my turns while I'm focusing on this. So
yes,
you just tell me how many d4s I'm going to have to roll for damage. But I will see what she's up to.
I'm going to say 4d4 up to this point.
Okay.
Do I visually see him taking this damage?
Look at all them 4s out of 44.
How this would look to you is, it would just, he would begin to look unwell. Not necessarily you see him taking damage, but it's like his life force is leaving him.
I feel like I'm just acting like I'm getting a pinprick every so often. Just.
So, when I see that, I call it the healers.
Yeah, no, they're healing him. They've noticed this too. These are all people that are medically trained, so they've, right from the get-go, they would notice that this is happening.
So now I'm going to speak up and say I can go further and see and hear what she's up to, but there's a chance I'll never be able to do this again. What do you want to do? I can see where she's at, but if you want to go to the next step,
She's... Keep going.
Okay! I'm gonna be a little pissed if I can't ever use my orb this way again, so... That'd be one hell of a fucking dinner you have with a nod. Alright, I'm gonna kick off the orb. And I'll have true sight seeing through it, and I can hear everything she does, but there's a 25% chance I can never use it this way again.
So... It enters further into this cave structure, and... It's a bit concerning, considering that you see her standing next to an enormous centipede that doesn't seem to be hostile towards her, but this is about a 110-foot long centipede that she is nice and safely huddled next to. Unfortunately, though, she doesn't really seem to be saying or doing much. She just appears to be gazing at an orb of her own. Focusing in on what the orb is, you see a bit of... Let's see, what languages do you speak?
The devil and demon languages, and Sylvan and Elvish. So Abyssal and... Where is it here? I'm trying to see... Where do you find languages?
It's in your... Yeah, abilities.
Yeah, abilities.
Abilities, there it is. Yeah, Abyssal, Common, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Okay, you don't recognize this. You can't really read it, but it does look to appear to be some kind of calendar. As far as what it says, you don't know.
I want to get a good idea of that, and then I guess while my eyes are glazed over, I don't know how I can do two... No, I probably can't do two spells at once. But I want to be able to at least replicate that as best I can after I get done with this. And I'm actively describing what I see as I go. Do I see the Hand and Eye of Vecna?
No, but it's hard to explain. You feel it. It's such a dark relic that even if you don't physically see it, the corruption that it brings to its environment, even just with this scrying spell, it's hard to explain, but you know it's there. You just know.
Anything else of interest in that room at all? Do I see any types of cursed weapons that she might have? Or, I mean, I get the calendar, but anything else that would just be a good idea of she has this at the ready for if we ever engage her?
No, she seems to feel pretty safe being next to a 100-foot long centipede.
Yeah, it's more of like, oh, hey, she's wearing some she's got like some cursed dagger on her belt, you know.
So is he attempting to try to say some of these words that he's seeing?
Well, he can't read the script, so it's kind of hard for him to say it.
Yeah, but you can still try to, like, I guess, discern.
So,
I don't know.
There's different scripts, right? Like, for example, you know, like Elvish and Sylvan are both written in the same script. So somebody who speaks one language could read something the other language says, but might not necessarily know what it means.
Okay.
He doesn't, just like somebody who speaks English can read Spanish, but you don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
This would be like you trying to read Japanese.
There is a calendar, though. Can I at least kind of, just from the context of calendars, see what, like, if a day is marked?
Yeah, give me an intelligence check to try to count. See if you can just count important details.
Do I know how to count?
Well, this is...
In a language you don't know.
in a language you don't know. This is using your reasoning.
You know what? This seems kind of important. I'm just gonna auto-succeed. As I'm just taking damage here, then all of a sudden I just snap my fingers, and I roll an 18. So it's a 15 plus 3, so 18.
So you count 47 blocks off on this calendar until you see that it basically just ends after that point.
All right. It doesn't seem like there's anything else worth investigating with this, does there?
Not really.
Okay. All right. I will relay all this as I come out. I've taken whatever damage and I guess gotten healed.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that you're okay. I mean, you have a literal battalion of healers.
All right. How you want to do this, man? You want me to just roll a d4?
Yeah, roll a d4 and hope you don't get a nat 1.
Ah!
Yeah,
Ah!
4.
Boom!
4. Let's
All right.
go.
You're good. Okay. So you relay all that information?
Yeah, everything, including the calendar. Also, I mentioned it before, but I'll also relay the information about what they're called Chaos Beasts.
Let's see what they are. The 6 beasts of devastation.
6 Beasts of Devastation. Right, mentioned. I'll just relay the whole thing out loud to everybody in the room, and then the fact that we took out the trash and the thing with the snail, and here's a centipede. Right.
Yeah. She says, "So this is not good. What you are telling me basically is that for us to acquire the Hand and Eye of Vecna, we have to cause a diplomatic nightmare, an international crisis. The Tritons are isolationists. They've made it very clear they want no contact with the people from the surface world, which is undoubtedly why Meliana chose to go there. They are not going to allow us to enter their city.
Teleportation circle there.
There is, but only if you have the sigil sequence for it, and on top of that, they have blocked teleportation inside of their city from the outside. The only way to get there is the old-fashioned way.
Does anybody know the sigil sequence?
Did I see a
No.
teleportation circle in there?
No, you didn't. They have taken great care to assure that nobody has access to it, aside from those who live there. It has been over 10 years since we've even had any contact with the Tritons at all, and our last contact with them did not go well. They would surely see any attempt to enter their city as hostility.
So you're saying not even the mage or the Grand Mage Magi, whatever his title is, Valastrius. You're not even saying Valastrius knows the sigil sequence to that place?
It's doubtful, and assuming even if you did have the sigil sequence, there is no doubt that their room, where they have their teleportation circle, is under heavy guard.
Yes, but see, Monleycrest does seem to be very persuasive.
I assure you they have never heard of you. Your renown will do you no good there.
I'm not talking about our renown. We are naturally persuasive. People that even heard of us. Like when we were first starting out, we were still very persuasive.
She lowers her brow a little bit and says... She says, yes, you're quite impressive. We have all seen that.
Well, I'm not... Okay, I wasn't trying to toot our own horn or anything, but I was just saying we are very persuasive. So you're saying there's absolutely nobody that knows this sigil sequence?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Bon, are you able to build a submarine? Just to be clear, this is super, super deep underwater, so if we can't teleport there...
Almost to where the light doesn't touch anymore. I mean, there's still some light, but no, not much.
Are there anybody else that deals with water folks, water genasi, maybe?
Well, there's water genasi and there's sea elves are the other two aquatic races, but they're primarily dwell towards the surface of the water.
I just presented the information. Okay. What do you suggest?
She's actively racking your brain. You can see that. Aside from some magic enchantments and going there the old-fashioned way, perhaps There is a rumor that I have heard, but an ancient relic, it's just a legend, came from another world. A artifact known as the Apparatus of Qualish. Now, the Apparatus of Qualish, as the legend says, was invented by a wizard from another world. And through the course of different spelljammers and planeswalkers, it has made its way, allegedly, to this planet. Now, as far as the location of the apparatus, I do not know. But perhaps I should not have even said anything. I am simply recounting rumors, tales, legends.
What do you know? What world it happened to come from?
I believe the world is called Toril.
Oh, it's the same place that the Creeping Doom came from.
Yes, the very same world.
Hold on.
Don't we have somebody that we know? Yes, the woman that we saved from your home. I look over at Lucas.
Yep, Marissa, which she should be around, I guess.
Didn't we name something else?
You named the Karaturian woman Samurai Jacqueline, is what you named her. But you've also got, Sean said it, but you guys call her Andreja.
I just remembered Clarissa and then did Marissa. That's how I... It'd be better if she's like a know-it-all, because I could just be like, Marissa explains it all.
That is an old joke. Anybody here that's younger than 30, I without a doubt didn't get that.
Yeah, no.
So, just throwing it out there, if we don't know where this object is, and I pull the orb back out, I mean, I have a means of finding stuff. It doesn't just track people.
Sure.
Cool. We can do that tomorrow.
Oh, fun.
This, I will need time to think. This is also something we cannot do without approval that comes from even higher than myself. I will contact the High Queen, and I will contact the High King of Kalos. They should both be involved in the discussion of this, because of what this could mean if we were discovered in this endeavor. I do believe that subterfuge would be our best recourse here.
Are you nervous?
Yes, what was the best way that y'all, I guess 10 years ago, contacted or got to that city?
Well, they visited us, and the Tritons, they're not to sound prejudiced, but
Later,
just...
Tony.
See you, Tony. Just as it is, are a very egotistical race for the most part. They seem to view themselves as this world's protectors. Now, of course, if you ask them what exactly they have protected us from, they speak in riddles and soliloquies, but apparently they believe that they are the only reason that the surface world has not fallen to beasts from the deep. And for that reason, they highly, highly value their own isolation and independence. So much so that they have made it abundantly clear that they wish for no contact from any surface dwellers, ever, unless they initiate the contact first.
All of them must not feel this way.
Maybe not all, but most. There's a reason, I'm sure, that most of you have never met a Triton before.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to be negotiating and meeting with them anyways.
Are we negotiating with them? Are they harboring a fugitive? I mean, it seems like if they're protectors of the world, do they even know that there's a giant demonic centipede underneath their city?
I find it unlikely that they do. And if they did know, they likely at this point would have already attempted to fell it. However, if this is truly one of these beasts of devastation, I doubt that is something that even their military might.
Maybe they're being held hostage.
Probably not.
Perhaps. These are all good theories.
Here's another theory, or really a question. Why is this demonic super beast just hanging out with Meliana?
Yes, I've been pondering that as well. If the answer to this quandary is that these beasts are affiliated with Dogothoth in some way, then of course that does not bode well for any of us.
Yes, of course not. Oh.
All right.
Somebody was starting to speak up and I accidentally cut you off. Who was going to say something?
No, you're good. I was just yes, this is a problem.
Is there anything else we can
should
do about this now? It sounds like we're reconvening tomorrow. But, I mean, we don't even know how to get to this town, much less make approach to that situation.
You see one of her servants is bringing her out what looks to be like a code device, basically, what you use for like long distance conventional communication. It's basically Morse code, pretty much. Just like a bronze tablet with a little thing that you tap. She says, I have some calls to make.
Don't forget you got a dinner, too. With the Anad, alright?
She says, I have not
Absolutely.
forgotten. This is my favorite restaurant, so I am surely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Their
Sheldon likes
their
things.
berry mead, chef's kiss. She makes a little motion.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
I may bring one of my girls there for dinner then if they have berry mead.
Give me 2 hours. Meet me back here then.
Absolutely.
For dinner or something else?
Not you, me.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
still asking.
talking. Dinner. She eyes you suspiciously.
Oh, in that case, I will make other plans.
And then I'll make a proper nod
Okay.
dinner. And I'll even give a gentleman-like bow.
And I will again
I'm gonna behave
reiterate
for this
that
one.
there is, just because it's this way any time that you're around any being that wouldn't fall within the category of humanoid, it just feels different. Anytime you're around a fiend or a celestial, or in this instance this half dragon with divine powers, there's definitely an unnatural allure to the way they carry themselves.
I mean, I am the essence of unnatural. So I'm cool. This is right up my alley. Like, I don't like vanilla. We do Neapolitan over here. Bring it on.
So, all right. With that, I've had another beer, so let's take another 5 and we'll meet back.
Okay.
Gavin, are you stepping away too?
Yeah, he's stepping off.
Yeah, for just a second.
Okay.
Hey, Nod, do you want to fly solo, or you want to do like a double date on this one?
I'm not opposed to either. I do kind of want to, on second thought, I think I kind of want to try to have a personal conversation. And I don't
I'll let
think
you
she's
have it.
gonna-
I'll let you have it even.
I don't think
We'll
she's gonna
probably check
open
out the
up.
same restaurant, but we'll just be on like the other side.
That's totally fine.
Me and Andreja
Also,
will
I'd
go
feel
there for
comfortable
dinner.
with where you. No. Andreja's not allowed to come out until we both can take her to dinner.
Doesn't seem fair. You're getting action and I'm not.
You can have action at home. Just don't bring her to the restaurant. I don't want to have to explain her.
Oh well, that's fair. Yeah, I got you, dog.
I don't know how she feels about this.
He's
We've
like, I
got
got you, G.
to prime the situation here.
I'm not trying to cock block, so you're good.
Yeah, I don't know how she feels about my evil alignment.
Wait, how many?
No,
look,
won't hurt her.
How many
She-
female
bro,
NPCs do y'all have? Because we've got the
Bro, she can
yellow-haired person that's the lieutenant, right? That's Andrasia, right? Or Celissa, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
that's
But
Alyssa.
what about the warlock slave girl that you guys bought?
That's Andrasia.
That's Andrea.
That's Andrasia.
Andrasia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
And then don't forget our
Jack.
simulacrums once we make them.
Right, but I'm saying you've got the chick that you hooked up with that was from the space people, like the yellow skinned ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's there, and then you also have Andrasia, and you guys are like, what am I gonna do? You have this multitude of women to pick from that we just bring around with us.
He has to sow his wild oats.
We literally have a harem on the show.
Like, don't forget, you still got the lieutenant chick from Bond's Keep we picked up.
Gavin,
What's up?
we officially
You officially what? I think you kind of
announced that we have
froze.
a harem on the ship now.
Oh.
Froze. Yeah, we have a harem on the ship now.
Do you?
Between Semi Jacqueline, the slave girl, the cook girl, the fucking the out of space girl. I think we just need like maybe one or two more, and then we've got a harem on the damn ship.
I mean, it's a noble goal.
Don't forget, we got Molly out there. I don't know who wants to risk that.
Molly, not, no, nope. At this point, I think Molly is just one of the boys. She is one of the boys. She is not included in the harem. I think we all have just a little more respect for Molly than that. Oh shit. Okay,
All right. So I had a thought that was very funny, and I'm just gonna see if it plays out the way that I'm sincerely hoping it plays out,
Yes.
involving this upcoming date.
We've discussed more details about how it works
Have
now.
we left the building yet already? We've left.
I would say you would have met her. You would have met her 2 hours later as she comes flying in.
Well, hold on.
What's up?
I don't want to get to the date yet. There's something
Oh.
else I wanted to do prior.
Sure.
So I'm thinking, she's old. She looks young, but she's probably older, right?
You take it she's probably close to 100 years. You know that
Okay.
she's likely to live for about 15.
How is
100
she
years,
almost
so-
100? It's only been 112 years since campaign 1.
Mm-hmm.
Blue had her like right off the rip, like 12 years in.
Dragons age pretty quick until they get to like adult age.
He had a baby
Yeah,
when
but-
he was 12.
You're right. Maybe that's a little much. We'll say
I mean-
she's like 90.
My dog did it when he was 1.
I mean,
We'll say she's like 90. That makes a little more sense.
Okay, yeah, some grandissy. Nonetheless,
That being said,
am,
with her being half elf and half dragon, what mixing dragon into any lineage basically does is double the lifespan. So based on that math, she would have an average lifespan of about 1,500 years, because that's twice as
We
much
both
as an
live-
elvish lifespan.
we both live mucho long, so that's cool.
Well, the Vold curse, actually, that because you're essentially an elf, different, like
Yeah.
altered, but
Yeah.
you're basically an elf. But you age twice as fast as an elf does.
Darn it.
So you've
Still
got a
would live
lifespan
to
of
be
about
like,
375.
Okay, that's still not.
Bro, you got
I
super
mean,
magic
you could
coming too.
also
You can live
pull
forever if you really want to
a-
get some arcane in there.
Yeah, I was about to say you could also pull a Velasquez.
That's true as well.
So anyway, what I want to do is after we leave, I want to get a quill and some ink, do this old school style. I'm going to compose a letter on some really nice parchment that I'm going to pick up from one of the shops or something, or maybe if Lucas has some from or just one of the guys. And I'm going to write a note just detailing the fact that it was a pleasure meeting with her today. And I know I wasn't the best with words, but that's because I was a bit awestruck at the moment. But I am excited for our date this evening. And I look forward to dining with her and being regaled with whatever tales that she's willing to tell me about her adventures over the past century. And I'm going to put it in Galder's Speedy Courier and send it to her.
Okay. All right. I mean, it comes back with an empty chest, so you imagine she took the letter.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
So that kind of reaction. Oh yeah, you want the? I gotcha. For those who are interested, so you can to not spend too much time on it, so you can passively be shopping. If you would just like to see what's here, I'm gonna share this in the chat. Just shoot me a message or let me know if you want anything. Oh, that's the wrong one. Ignore that. That's not the right shop. But now you'll know what's in Galeburg whenever you get there. This is the correct one. All right, so that bottom one is the correct shop. So you imagine that she gets it. So, and by the way, that awestruck reaction, yeah, you're sure she's probably used to that. Her demeanor is equally parts imposing as it is alluring.
I'm sorry. The Bloodscryer Oculus is for sale here? That's a legendary item that I had to get from the Black Broker.
I mean, it is 50 to 100,000.
Yeah,
if that is there, that is there by mistake.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's a whoops. There we go. That's more like it.
Hey, Gavin, I do want to kind of remind you of what you told me 2 sessions ago. There will be an item in a shop that I would like. Is that in this shop or no? That I would want to pick up?
Not this one.
Okay, never mind then.
But I haven't forgotten. So, all right. So, I'll give you guys a second to look at that.
The date stuff.
I put something in there, by the way, that Molly may or may not be interested in, but the Direstone Dwarven Long Pick. May or may not. So anyway, so moving on. 2 hours pass. You arrive back at the Lightbringer's Conclave, and yeah, she's there waiting. She's definitely changed her dress from the blood-stained dress that you saw her in last time, but it looks nearly identical to how it looked before. Again, to describe it, it's almost like, picture like a Greek toga kind of in appearance, just loosely wrapped cloth made to somewhat resemble a dress. You take it that she probably dresses that way just to accommodate her massive wings, which they are pretty large. It's hard to imagine how somebody would wear traditional clothes with wings like that on her back. So she appears, and you guys depart for your date. So, she says to you, let's see, so what's there to tell? I was placed as head of this guild by the former leader. He was actually an old friend of the Archmage. That is how I'm so acquainted with Valastrios, unfortunately. And he's made it clear to me that he has a bit of an extra interest in you. Care to elaborate why that is?
Oh, wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah, she was talking to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know we were starting. I'm typing up documents. Here, I'll stop
You're
yelling.
good.
I'm in the middle of a $50,000 negotiation, and these people are fighting.
Gotcha.
Let's
No
start
worries.
over.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm sorry. The agent's calling me. I have to answer the call. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Please forgive me.
It's not
Just
a problem.
Fast forward.
Do
I'll
your
be
thing.
right back.
Okay.
On the
I'll
other
just-
side of the restaurant, I'm having dinner with Kiara. We said he didn't want to do a double date, but we're still at the same restaurant. But we just went to like separate
okay.
sides of the restaurant, so I wasn't cramping the style.
So,
yeah, I mean, what were you saying, Lee?
I was gonna say, while he's doing that, can I start working on my simulacrum? Like, do I have time to use that?
Yeah, you have time. How long does it take to cast that?
Oh, I think it's a lot. Hang on, I'll pull it up right now.
I think it only takes one evening.
Hours.
You want all of them. Okay.
12 hours.
So I'll just let you guys know ahead of time. It usually takes about an hour for it to kick in, but I just popped a gummy, so just letting you guys know.
I have an earache, and I'm sitting with a hot pack to my ear. So, like, if you tire out, that's fine.
No, you're good.
Like, I'm probably gonna go to the doctor Wednesday so that I'm good by next week's session.
Nick, to buy all 3 of those healing potions, that's going to cost you 300 gold pieces for all of those. Then the potion of possibility. It's another. Do you have all this money, dude? That's another 5,000 for that potion of possibility.
I have all that money. I have 10 grand. Or 10
Okay.
gold.
That's 5,300.
10,000.
The potion of the mimic. That's 5,800. So that's 5,800 gold pieces for every single one of those potions. You want to drop that?
Give me a second. Let me see. Yeah. Just go back to what you were doing. I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll grab the long pick.
Yeah, no. You want the long pick?
Yeah.
Yay! I was hoping you'd want it.
Does she have the money for it?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It is 10k to buy it.
10k. Okay.
Hold on.
Mino
One
has.
second.
I got 6.
How much money do you have?
I have 6,000. Like $42.
Okay. So it's 10k?
Yeah.
I take
Just
the
know the
money.
majority of my
Grab-
money end up going to this
I-
giant satchel that you two
I-
people tend to hoard. So I got the money, but what did you do with the money that I brought?
I grab the money that I just picked up from the lab of Molly's
'Cause
money
you
from the
keep
last
leaving your
game.
money on the
That's-
counter.
Okay. So, yes,
I
that's what
want
I'm
the
saying.
shiny.
I take the money that I've been holding away that's been in a separate pouch for Molly, and I drop the 10 gold. And here you go, Molly.
mean
This was your
10,000.
payment. 10,000, yeah. 10,000. This was your payment from killing the Tarask. There you go, Molly.
Okay. So you can
I
use
never
that money to buy.
anything. Just this one time.
All right. There you go. You got the long pick.
Oh boy.
I'm so glad I grabbed that money.
Beat them all to
Also have-
smithereens.
And this is literally just an oversized mining pick. It's just a mining pick that's just way too big to be a normal mining pick.
Can I just sell those diamonds that I got?
Sure, it's 5,000 gold pieces worth of diamond. You can just trade it in for 5,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, I'll trade it in for 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay, that's fine.
There's no like diamonds or anything there that we might need for resurrections, is there?
Well, you need
Everybody
a
got
diamond worth
diamonds,
300
so-
gold pieces to resurrect somebody.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody got diamonds. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we got plenty enough diamonds in all the group.
Alright.
Everybody got 3,000's worth of diamonds. Or five.
Yeah, 5.
Was it? No, it was 3.
I'm looking at it now. I have 10 diamonds worth 300 gold on me.
Okay, thank you
yeah,
for being honest. I don't know why I was
It was-
remembering differently.
Yeah. It was only 3,000. Yeah. So.
But yeah, you can easily just sell that and get back.
Okay. So what was the total price dropping it? I'm gonna buy it all.
So the
What was-
total price was 5,800 gold pieces for all those potions.
Okay,
He
yeah, I
did
had
two
that.
minutes
Okay.
and I have to
And then minus the 300.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, what all are you
Other-
attuned to?
sign an extractor.
You don't really use that often. Because that was more to like throw a weapon if you ever needed to, and you can teleport to stuff now.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be a good thing to unattune to.
So,
Hey, Gavin. Well, actually,
Yes.
I'm on not on the town. Is there like arcane story here anywhere?
Yeah, there is.
Alright.
I mean, so here's the thing: the dwarves aren't known for being the most magical of societies,
Mhm.
but I mean, in any major city, there's stuff for all types.
Alright, I just got an attunement slot open, so I was seeing what I might want to work with here.
Okay, I mean, you just want to get your feelers out and see if you can find a cool shop.
Yeah, but I mean, if you
Crunch some
got stuff
numbers
going
and see
on,
if you
'cause
find some
keep-
random gear.
In the worst case, what was the? I don't know if I have it anymore. The cloak that let me have disadvantage on the attacks against me.
Oh, the displacement.
Yeah, in the worst case, I'll just see if I can find one of those, I guess. But I'll let you do your thing, man, because I know that's not like I'm just walking through town. You have to actually go through and pull stuff. So
Yeah, well,
Buying-
honestly, the next thing I was gonna get to was
Marte's
Anand,
thing.
but and just I'm just kind of do a lore dump for a second. But since he's not here, let's see what we got. Let me roll some dice and see if I can crunch some random items that you might find in a store. All right.
I don't know, just to make things fun. I could cast a city in eternal darkness.
Could you? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Do that.
I don't know. It just seems like something to do.
All right. So you find an interesting shop. And all right, that's interesting. So it's a general just kind of antiquities store where they have different sorts of oddities and rare goods. So you find let's show you what the inventory is. They've got that, not that you would necessarily need that, but I got it from a random roll. So they
Iron
also
plate. Yeah, nope, that ain't me.
They also sell this, which is kind of interesting. And let's make another random roll.
Symbiotic goo.
Oh, I love that I rolled this. This is one of my favorites.
Ceratopper?
What game is that from?
What's that? Blizzard Entertainment, one of their first Lost Vikings. That's from Lost Vikings.
You want to go ahead and take those potions out of the shop?
Yeah. That's literally an item from Lost Vikings. The Ceratopper is. You put them in your inventory already?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll be back, guys.
Yeah, the Ceratopper. Molly might like that. Even it's a good way to get a +1 bonus to AC without putting on armor.
It costs you. Who has it?
Who wears plate armor in this group?
I don't think anybody does. I got that from a random roll.
Gotcha.
I'm down with the Curzon's ooze though. Yeah. How much is Kieran's ooze?
So that will run you 7,500 gold pieces, and this is a dwarven female that runs the shop. Says it's a bit of a rare find. See, had a fellow walk in the other day. Peculiar fellow. Big tail, green skin. Dropped by the shop, sold it to me. All he asked for was a pound of fish in exchange.
You said big tail and green skin?
Yeah, that's what she said. Sounds like just some random lizard folk.
Let's see here. I don't have quite the amount that this costs, so perhaps I can give you what I have and make up the rest in trade?
Perhaps. You've got any weird scales? See, I'm a bit of a purveyor.
Scales? Hold on. Let me look at my component list. Oh my Jesus. Alright, hold on. I don't think I was gonna have to get into that, so. Component
We're working
inventory.
on our date night. Go like this.
Well, I'm gonna say this was after dinner. We're looking at this stuff.
Still date night.
I've got some dragon scales.
Ooh, what color?
I don't know. It just says crushed dragon scale, but I have 13 of them,
I have a feeling I know what color. It's probably obsidian, most likely.
more than likely.
It's either that or fang
actually,
dragon scales.
I've got intact small fang dragon scales. I have 39 of those.
She, almost like stammering on her words, have them here. She seems way too excited for these fang dragon scales.
The small fang ones?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll put 20 of those on the table.
Shit. Pretty sure she creamed
So-
herself fine.
Give me a... You're familiar with just the value of components, so I'd say this would just be a general alchemical check to just get a rough value estimate of how much each of these scales would cost.
What am I rolling?
Just give me an alchemy check, so an intelligence with proficiency.
Alrighty.
Just to see how well you can gauge the value of these scales.
Alright, take this and add 6 to it. So 23.
So you would know these scales, a piece to the right buyer could easily net you 200 gold pieces per scale. And that's on the low end. That's well, I wouldn't say low end. That's probably the average that you might get for these scales. Potentially less, potentially more.
Okay.
So the 20 of them that you're putting up for sale, that's anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 gold pieces worth of goods that you're putting on the table for trade.
Here you go. I'll give you 20 scales and 2K in gold.
Make a persuasion check.
I wasn't trying to rob her nothing. 18.
She says, make it 2,500. And it's a deal.
Done. So now that's 20 scales and 2,500 gold.
And now you get Curs and Zeus.
Alright, how... I'm also taking some shopping with my fiance after dinner. This is kind of like what we're doing, perusing the town. I want to also buy some like neat stuff for her. Some of that like random crap girls like. Got her a flower and some other stuff and some chocolates. But then we get to this town and I'm gonna drink some ooze.
You're gonna drink some ooze.
That's how it works with this. You have to drink the contents of the jar.
You know, to be 100% honest with you, I skimmed what that item does before I made it available for sale. So
It's got some umph to it.
you can become an amorphous blob. That's interesting.
Well, I also become resistant to poison and acid damage, and now I can't be poisoned. I'm immune to the poison condition.
That is very cool, and you have an acid breath now.
How romantic.
Bruh.
So I feel like that's not going to come into play as often.
Probably not. But it's still fun.
You do definitely, you find a store of magical cosmetics.
Yeah, I tell her just pick out whatever she likes.
Some of these things are
His
pretty
last words.
cool.
By all means, I'm not trying to hog the game here. If anybody else want to do anything, by all means.
I just want to make my simulacrum.
Yeah, so that's going to cost you, well, 5,000 gold pieces, and you have the time to do it. How long does it take to make your simulacrum?
12 hours.
12 hours? That might present you some trouble because it is going on the evening hours. You would take a point of exhaustion if you didn't sleep.
Okay.
Bro, I don't need every single cosmetic you can find.
I'm almost done.
Stop.
1 second.
I have
Stop.
2
I'm
more.
already
Oh, the
overwhelmed.
cosmetics. Oh, ma'am. Mm-mm.
There we go.
Jesus.
That's all of them.
I ain't got the time to
Anyway.
go through all this. Actually, I do have the time. I don't have the gumption.
Do I see that he is trying to do this simulacrum spell?
I mean, I assume you guys... I mean,
Okay.
you would probably know that he'd want to make a simulacrum, sure.
Okay. Do I realize how long it takes to do a simulacrum?
That's up to you guys to figure out.
I mean, if
I've
he
been done
asked
it
me, I'll tell
before.
him.
They've done it before. I would kind of know how long relatively.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know it's a long process.
So I just handed him a Watchful West potion.
Ooh, yeah, thank you. So I can take off that, what is it called? Point of exhaustion.
So I will drop it down to 9 out of the 10 I had.
Okay.
Just 11.
You
I'll
have
make
10
more
of those
if
things?
needed.
Yes, Lucas. I would like some more.
Let me
You
finish
just
my date
wanna-
night.
No,
You just
yeah,
want to
of course.
never have to sleep again.
That's
Of course.
cool. I'm
finish
gonna.
shooting
Oh, I
it.
guess he doesn't really need Bardic Inspiration.
All right.
I'll give him Bardic
I
Inspiration. later.
have
Okay.
arrived.
Let's go.
Okay. So to get into the RP bit that she was talking about, she mentions that... Gotta check some notes real quick on something. Alright, so she says to you, well, as far as about me, what is there to tell? My was a necromancer. She no longer practices. My father, of course, you have already met, is the Archon, and that comes with a bit of weight, expectations to live up to. Of course, he was overjoyed when the prior Grand Prior Valtoris chose me to be his successor.
This
says
is me
now-
conversing with her at dinner. Yes.
It is.
Okay.
And at this point, they've already brought this, like, giant hog roast that's basted in, like, some kind of sweet sauce. And each of you guys are, like,
Yes.
sipping on a flagon of berry mead. And there's a knife on the table, and you're just kind of, like, cutting pieces of, like, pork chop, basically, from this roast in the middle of the table.
Is she ladylike or is she bestial? in her eating.
I would say more proper. Not
Okay.
overly so, but she's definitely not tearing into it. I mean, she's eating it with a fork and knife, cutting
Okay.
moderate-sized
Classic,
bites. She says
Thank
to you,
for
so
this.
yeah, of course. Now the Grand Prior. Now, I must admit, I've never considered myself to be much of a religious person, but I am one of the descendants of Bahamut, so of course that comes with some expectation.
Right.
And I know what you must be thinking. The leader of a religious organization does not consider herself to be religious, but I feel as though I was asked to fill this station not because of my piousness, but because of my connection to the divine.
That's fair. Clearly, you're effective. I see no reason for complaint.
Of course, but between you and me, I can't help but feel sometimes that I'm an outcast to my own order, and I see the way people look at me with distrust. I mean, I'm a half dragon. It's only natural.
I can relate to that sentiment. Being first generation, not primal Vold, I'm looked at with question, mistrust, fear, to be honest with you, on a daily basis. And I have to show them by going the extra mile. Not only am I not a beast, but I have class, poise, intelligence, and I can exercise them in a way that's beneficial not only to myself, but my comrades. So
She says yes, and I can see that.
I understand.
And your reputation preceded you prior to your arrival here, though I do have some questions.
Sure.
Because of who I succeeded in the role, the prior Grand Prior was a good friend of the Archmage. They once traveled with each other, in fact.
Yes.
And so when I was chosen by the previous Grand Prior for this role, that came with some degree of connection to the Archmage as well. And through communication with him, it does seem as though he's taken a bit of a special interest in you. Care to elaborate why you think that might be?
When you say the Archmage, you mean
Velasrios.
a good friend?
The insufferable one, yes.
Ah, not that one. Truthfully, I don't know. Really, I don't know if Anon knows. I don't know.
You would only know what your character would know in this instance, so it's not any sort of extra layers like that.
I don't know. We've not encountered each other prior. He said something because we battled him. That's when he told me that he had higher hopes for me, right?
Yeah.
When we fought early. Okay, yeah. We battled. He said he had higher hopes for me. I'm like, but how? I don't even know you. Yeah, we did battle him. Yeah.
It wasn't really a fight. I mean, you battled the Tarask, which he was controlling, but...
Yeah. So we had a conversation. But he was speaking to me as if he knew me, but I can assure you, I'd never met him. Never an encounter with him. I didn't even know of him until recently. So, and I assume whatever curses ailing me is of his doing. But I truly am unsure. I'm accustomed to attacks. I'm accustomed to being singled out or wanting to be used by something because of what I am.
Sure, but I can assure you he
his
holds no
interests-
prejudice towards your race.
I don't think he does, in fact, which is kind of odd. That's the type of person I would have expected to do something like this to me. But no, I don't know. I've no allegiances either, aside from my friends and, your father.
She
Nothing
says, I can only theorize, but I mean the school of magic that you specialize in, time magic. It's sort of an offshoot of divination magic, if I remember correctly.
It is.
It's rare. Not many wizards are capable of comprehending the intricacies of that school of magic.
Right. Yes. True.
Perhaps it could be that which drew his attention, but I have a theory that I agree with you. I think it's something more.
It has to be, because it's rare, but I'm sure there are those who have done it before. And, most magi like myself, especially those that have control over time, are long-lived. So I'm sure there are more of us that are mightier than I that he could have had his pick from. There's nothing special about me.
Oh, well, I very much disagree with you there. You're a bit of a celebrity by this point, as you know. It did not take much for me to follow the exploits of your group. You've had an eventful
Hopefully
few months.
Things that you've heard are good things.
And they are. But it was
Okay.
not that long ago that you were global fugitives. In fact, here in this very city, you fought Kaleem in the Forbidden Vault.
We did, yes. All with purpose.
She
We've
says...
had-
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Well, I was going to say, all with purpose. Some things that are able to be discussed, some not. But if anything, you know your father, yes? You'd say you know him well.
I would say so.
He has aligned himself with me well enough for me to call him a mentor. And I hope that relationship would be an effective judge of my character.
My father's weakness is that he has too much of a bleeding heart. He's too willing to see the good in people when sometimes individuals are genuinely irredeemable. With that being said, he also has an eye for potential. And if he's taken interest in you, that means somewhere he sees good in you. And that means he sees the ability that you have to help others with your magic.
Yeah.
So I suppose I have no choice but to try to see the same.
I like that. And you could see that same more frequently at more events like this, if you would so choose.
And she definitely does seem interested. So for the sake of brevity, we'll say it continues on. They bring you guys some sweet rolls after the roast is done. And you are
I want
surprised
to chat her
by...
up and get her to blush.
You are surprised at... She was already blushing, you noticed.
Oh, snap. Okay.
So you are, however, surprised at the appetite that she has. I mean, she is half dragon, after all, and half dragons are known for being very voracious. So,
Bro, she is stacked for a dragon.
yeah.
This picture is hilarious.
Oh, what, the picture of her?
Yes, I'm looking at the photo now because I'm trying to like envision her blushing, and I'm like, just okay. She wore that to dinner.
She has to accommodate her wings.
Oh, wings quotations. Yes, okay, that's fair.
So
I enjoyed this.
She says back to you. She says, "We'll be in touch. I'm sure, especially considering one of your cohorts is one of my subordinates."
Fair point.
So-
I'll look forward to it then. I'll pay the bill. Of course, I grab it, and I don't know what currency is in this world since I don't have this alleged Apple Pay.
I mean,
hate y'all
this
so
wasn't
very much.
This wasn't even like an expensive restaurant. It's like 3 gold. Like,
Doesn't matter.
yeah.
I'll pay. I'll leave a generous tip. And then I'll help her from her seat, give her a bow, kiss her on the hand, and send her about her way.
You know, I really wish this had gone a certain way. When we took our bathroom break, I was laughing about it, thinking to myself, because you have a magic carpet, right?
Oh man, I didn't think about that. We can absolutely do that if we want to. That would be sick.
I can show you the
love-
world.
Yes.
I'm just getting ready to start
Bro.
singing it.
Like, let me hop up on there real quick. We're walking out. Do you trust me? And she's like, well, I can fly. No, that's not what I asked. Do you trust me? Hop on it. That would be awesome.
I had that thought, and I was like, I
I
just
can
started
show
laughing
you the
to myself. Like,
battle-scarred land. Shining, shimmering, exploded.
Oh,
That's
man.
great.
Hey, Gavin, is y'all's date over?
I think it is. Yeah, he's just
Wow, you
Aladdin
didn't
her right
listen to
now.
my date? You
All right.
jerk.
I just saw all the makeup stuff over to the left. Am I able to go buy that stuff?
Sure.
Turd.
Because yeah,
You're gonna put on some makeup?
Voss wants like all of it: warming lotion, slick lotion, diplomat fragrance, lipstick of dreams, lipstick of charisma, cooling lotion in case I meet a hot tiefling. You know, like just
Bruh.
basically like all of it.
What is all of this stuff?
It's magical cosmetics. It's makeup, nail polish, lotion, like perfume.
While
Yeah,
the perfume is
like pretty
applied,
much
you
everything except the
any
what is it,
venom
Arcanist
piercing
Striker
chest
nail
to
polish and claw hand nail polish.
So those are the only two things you don't want.
I think so. Oh,
Goodness,
actually, that's
man.
not bad. No, not the claw hand nail polish. That's one I know I don't want. And let's see. Also, don't really need berry dye.
I forget. I added this stuff on here a while ago. I forget what some of this stuff even does. Oh. Okay. You grow fruit from your hair. That's weird.
And I don't need the rejuvenation nail polish either. But yeah, pretty much all the rest.
So everything but the berry dye and the rejuvenation nail polish?
And also not the claw hand nail polish.
Okay. So I'll tell you what I will do for you because that's a lot.
Yeah, give me a
So-
bulk price.
Yeah, I'm gonna crunch up the numbers, and I'm gonna keep Fantasy Grounds open after we're done playing, and I will crunch up the numbers, send you the cost, and you tell me if you're good with that, and then
If
I'll
not,
just
pick a couple of them. I'm not feeling too good. You guys all right if I go?
no, you're good,
Sick
man.
again? Stop
I
it.
think I got an ear infection now. Like the throat thing that I had, I think is getting into my ear. I've been sitting here with the hot pack to my ear.
Bro,
I
have
was
you
gonna
been
wrap it
taking
up in like
vitamins?
15 minutes anyway.
Hey,
Bro,
Gavin.
I haven't wrapped it up
What's
in
up?
12 years.
Yeah, I've been sick for like 2.5 months. It's fucking obnoxious. I think I might go to the doctor Wednesday to get some antibiotics or something for it.
Please,
Tony
please do,
reacted
'cause
with
I
a
need to
hot
check
face.
on Thursday. Yes, he did. That's quality.
Yeah.
William, what ammo does it take? My rifle bullets or regular bullets? I
It's
hardly-
rifle bullets.
Why would it take rifle bullets if I have to create rifle bullets myself and they're not commonly sold?
So by rifle bullets, do you mean like for your sniper rifle, or do you mean for
Yeah,
like your
for
old
my-
battle rifle?
Okay.
It uses the
one
same rounds as like your old battle rifle.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah.
All right, then that's okay, cool. Sweet.
But that would definitely be a larger caliber than like a pistol. But it's not quite
Yeah.
sniper bullets.
Sweet. Okay, cool.
But you don't actually have to load it, right? Unless you're using special ammo.
Unless I'm using special ammo? What do you mean, like the?
It generates its own ammo. So
Really?
unless
So
you're
I do not have
using
to load?
like not for well, I mean, you have to go through the process of making it generate a bullet, which is equal to loading it. But
Oh. Okay. So it doesn't actually consume a bullet.
no, it doesn't. I'm saying
Okay.
like it has a reload score, right? Not that it really matters for you because you can only fire it once a day anyway, but
Yeah. Cool. All right. That's fine.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
only consumes a bullet if you want to use like a slaying bullet or some kind of special bullet in it.
All right. For the rest of the evening, I'm gonna make some C4s. Not C4 bullets, just regular C4s.
Some C4 packs? Okay.
Yeah.
I think we said those do 5d6, I want to say. And they have do double damage
Think-
to structures.
Yeah, I think they do is a regular bomb. They just do double.
No, they do
damage
more
to-
than a regular bomb. A bomb
Oh,
is
do they?
3d6. They do 5d6, and they do double damage to structures.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine. That works. Yeah.
By the way, anybody who doesn't have anything else they want to touch on, you're good at this point.
I'm just
Unless
gonna
you have
roll
something you want to touch on.
When am I getting married?
Oh yeah. So the Grand Prior could marry you if you wanted her to, though I think Neston wanted those honors.
Yeah, I already said Nessa was gonna get some marries.
Yeah. So we'll conclude it at your wedding ceremony. And if Tony can't make it at the next session, I'll just have him send me a message or something.
Whatever, man. We don't have to do it. I was just saying that's on the docket.
Lucas, my date went really well. I've not had positive female interaction in some time. I didn't have to scare her or anything. She thought I was charming.
Yeah, it's surprising. Did you not know you're a charming guy?
No, I usually get responses of fear. What woman have we met that's ever not been afraid of me?
I don't know, man. I've been engaged for a hot minute. I don't really play those games, so I don't know how to tell what women want. I just know it whatever you do tends to work for you. So,
How tall is Anand, by the way?
Probably 6'2".
Okay. Didn't mean to interrupt. You guys sound like you had something going on.
you might want to look into some platform shoes, buddy, if you're gonna be dating her. She's what, 8 feet tall?
She's 7 feet tall, but yeah.
Literally can use enlarge/reduce at will. We're good. I just thought I thought it was we have similar interests. She has also been misjudged and feared for most of her life, and they've expected her to be a savage because of her dragon ancestry. I'm like, I can relate to that. And she blushed. Have you ever seen a voluptuous 7-foot-tall dragon woman blush? It awakened something primal in me. I didn't know I needed that.
It's a pretty amazing feeling, bud. It seems like you're finally getting a taste of what I've been spending all this time trying to get back to. So I'm happy for you.
If that's what that's like, I think I could do with more of that.
That's what I recommend.
So I don't want to skip ahead, but in the event that we get married, you're going to be my best man, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And Anand smiles.
Has Anand done that yet in the campaign?
No, he has not.
He has smiled.
Yes.
Maybe not smile in a wholesome smile, but he has smiled.
No, I was gonna say he has grinned menacingly. He has not genuinely smiled.
So
this is a genuine happy smile.
What do I have to roll for for the intelligence? Is it an intelligence check or whatever? Intelligence save?
Yeah, for making your C4 bullets? Or
How
just
many-
just regular C4, I mean.
What?
Yeah, C4.
What
Yeah.
deity does she? I'm sorry not to interrupt that, but what deity is she a part of? I know the Grand Knight was for Kellamore, but if she's of a Grand Prior, to whom?
Bahamut.
Bahamut.
But mainly only because literally Bahamut is like her great grandfather, basically. So
Yeah. I He was in something called Final Fantasy. That was years before.
Bahamut is actually from Mesopotamian religion. That's where he originates from.
Which is cool. Does that mean he's biblical?
Technically, yes. The same society that worshipped like Baal also worshipped like Bahamut too.
Yeah. Actually, I think Bahamut is in the Bible. Now that I
Really?
think about it. Yes, I believe he is. In fact, I'm like 99.9% sure he is. And I'm finishing my Genesis read this month. So I'm gonna double check that.
I don't think that
Do it.
is. There's a lot of things that you might forget about that are in the Bible. I don't think Bahamut's in there.
I believe he is. I believe I recall a mentioning of it. I'm
He is
gonna
a
double check and make sure I'm
Mesopotamian
straight.
deity, and many Mesopotamian deities are mentioned in the Bible.
They talked about a lot of them as, okay, they're serving this guy over here and they're serving this guy over here. So in passing, I'm pretty sure I recall that. Anyway, yeah, ignore my ramblings. I'm tired and a little PO'd. This fight I've been having is dissolving while we're doing this. They offered 37,000 less than what we have the property listed for, and then asked for an additional 14,000 in closing costs, and thought we were being unreasonable by telling them no, but offering to pay all their closing costs at list price. And so the lady just called me, and she's like, "How could you not?" I was like,
By the way,
"Are you
Bond,
smoking crack?"
with that, so you're just spending the night making it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll say you can get 4 packs of C4 in 12 hours of work. You can get 4 packs of C4. I will say that'll cost you like 100 gold to make it.
That's fine. You said 4 packs, so that would be 7.
Yeah.
I give 5 packs for to the Heroes Guild to sell.
On your behalf?
Yes, on my behalf.
Okay, so you would get the profits for it, or at least part of the profits.
Yeah.
Okay, so with those 5 packs costing you 125 gold to make, how much would you want to sell them for? Not saying it's costing you that now, it's just what it cost you in the past.
Yeah. So with man, I really haven't thought about that. Like, kind of like a
Typical market
tinker's
costs most of the time.
Well, I'm thinking about putting a
is-
marking on it.
Okay, well, typical market costs for goods is usually you sell things for 4 times the manufacturing cost.
So it'd be worth like 500 gold pieces.
500. You can always ask for more and see how it goes.
Or yeah, no, we'll just do 500 for now.
Okay. Cool. So they take it and yeah, I mean they'll sell it for you. It's the Heroes Guild is managed by an Eric Genasi. That seems to be who's stationed at this one, named Cameo.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put a little symbol on it. That's my special symbol, and it's
okay.
I was thinking about like
gonna like paint it onto the C4.
Yeah, well, I'm more like carved almost, like a little carving.
Okay.
What should I do for my carving?
Well, you are mechanically minded, so
yeah. I was just gonna do 2 rifles crossed, like as an X.
I like it.
Okay. So, and Gavin, I'm gonna need the price of land around my keep.
Like per
if I want to
acre land?
expand. Yeah, like if I want to expand.
Okay.
This will be future wave, like future stuff.
Okay,
but
so we're
be
turning this
something
to a full-on city. That's not your stronghold. That's City Hall. You're talking like
eventually,
okay.
You have to go. You have to basically sue for land, like, to the king, because you're taking in land from a city, because next would be Mistveil.
Well, this is still a couple hours out of Mistveil, though.
Yeah, this is, and it's like a port side,
But
right?
either he is right. It is port side, yes, but he is right about one thing, though. To own land, to add it to your property, that would be something you would deal with, at the very least, with representatives of the local royalty. So High Queen Kata Highmark is the High Queen of Alarath. So you're basically purchasing land from her kingdom for yourself. So there's a process, definitely.
So what if I just marry her?
Sure, everybody just marry everybody. Just diplomatic marriages.
Diplomatics.
I mean, why not?
Sure, just
Guys,
go riz up the High Queen.
So
Super Riz.
I'm a dice goblin kind of thing, so I might have done something probably worthless. Probably should have never even bought these, but if you
What
would
did you
take a look.
Oh, so that's why yours has been sparkling this whole time. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Paid money for that?
These.
Yeah.
They're like $5 per thing per pack.
Munchkin.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I also have these kind of cool.
We've been using.
Hey, we can probably kill the
Foundry.
recording, by the way, Sean.
Hey, I got a question.
What's up?
Now.
Am I ever going to get my fiance's character sheet?
Yes, you are.
I just want to put it out there. She's been with the group for a couple months now, has never said a word. Don't ever. She's just there.
Anand. Look at the.
I have a lot to keep track of.
Oh, I get it, man. Which is why I've never made a thing about it.
I know.
I'm killing recording now.